time, Devin Haney won his Cracker Jack box WBC version of the title, and Lomachenko had just beaten Luke Campbell. So here is what Mauricio Sulaiman is quoted as saying in regards to this. Now, I think he said this at a WBC convention or around that time in 2019, and this is what he says. Lomachenko is a WBC lightweight champion. He won and petitioned for the franchise designation. The franchise is put above any champion in the lightweight category. So, Lomachenko is in fact champion with special attributes. Now, you got to put in mind why was these special attributes there. The lightweight division was trying to make the biggest fight in the division that was possible at the time, which would have been Teofimo Lopez, who had the IBF title, and Lomachenko, who had unified a bunch of belts. So the lightweight division's biggest fight at the time of this quote was definitively, bar none, the Vasil Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez. In order to make that belt, that title fight, you've got to get rid of the pretenders. You got to bypass the pretenders, okay? Or even the guys who aren't ready for them. I'm not going to call them a pretender because, let's face it, Devin Haney ended up winning an undisputed title. So calling him a pretender is a bit too harsh. He's a good fighter, and as I've said, he's a good fighter. But I'm not going to be called a hater because I called you out on your fraudster stuff either. You know what I'm saying? So, at the time, Haney had no recognizable wins. He had just won this WBC title against this WBC secondary title against a guy I've never heard of in my life, and I don't think I've ever heard of him since. But, he had some decent wins on his record. Haney had decent wins on his record that were prospect levels, like that of a prospect trying to move into contender status. Nothing wrong with that. As long as you're not trying to downplay the world champions who've done way more than you at that point. There's nothing wrong with wanting to get a title shot. Nothing wrong with wanting to get ready for those title shots. But also understanding that there's guys who are better than you and are above you and have earned the right to fight one another because you don't mean anything at that point. Now, there's kind of a pecking order there. But he'd beaten guys like, Mason Bernard, Antonio Moran, decent fighters, pretty, capable guys. And of course, Zawar Abdullayev, never heard of him or anything for that to be a title shot. But of course, decent guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, decent fighters, a guy who getting wins that you could see this is a guy who's on the come up, and he might be somebody to look out for in the future. But we all knew he wasn't championship level yet. And, with the exception of his fan base that just follows him around, it was pretty obvious that the best lightweight fight at the time that could be made, and everybody knew it, was Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez. So the WBC was doing things to make sure that fight could happen. Now you're going to see in the YouTube video that I posted on my Twitter page, I'm going to show you guys the quote that part of the conversation that Bill Haney has with Mauricio Sulaiman. This is after Teofimo Lopez has beaten George Kambosos. Check this one out.
I'm not sure, Mr. Haney, we did have a press release which was very clear. I am not sure if you were sent a letter or not. I will have to check. But we certainly were very clear publicly.
Okay, so let me ask you. So then, if they're upgraded to, that's upgraded to, then that was upgraded after, then why don't they have the mandatories? Why does the WBC champion then have the grunt work of being in a position where you have to take on the challenges? And then why couldn't we then challenge Lomachenko? Because when you made Lomachenko the franchise champion, you made him untouchable where Devin couldn't then challenge him. And he said that he was the franchise designation. So then that took us from being able to challenge Lomachenko. Because we were in
the WBC has been completely consistent. Because when your son at the convention was named officially named champion, you requested in a 12-day period a voluntary defense. That's what I'm saying. Yes, sir. But I understand. I just want to say was, but no. Lomachenko was not on the top.
Bill Haney getting done, bro. He's capping. Versus anybody else. You put Lomachenko on the Mauricio Sulaiman speak, bro. Be able to challenge. So, did he and you not have a Mauricio?
please allow me to talk. The WBC supported the title defense, which took place, I believe, in November. And your son got injured. And you contacted the WBC.
No, let's step back before that. Before he gets injured, and before we have a conversation, and me and you are both looking at searching. Bill Haney stuttering, bro.
Now, as you can see, Bill Haney is trying to play dumb, but he's not dumb. Bill Haney is trying to put Mauricio in a situation where Mauricio is getting confused, like as if Mauricio didn't do what he said he was going to do. So Mauricio had to think about it, and then he realized Bill Haney's a bullshit artist. You know what I mean? But he had to think about it first. You know, so he's
Yo, what is going on with the people today? Everyone across the pond, around the world, how you guys doing, man? So let me just tell you what's going on. And a big shout out to everybody who's coming to the channel today. I'll just quickly put this live up. So everybody knows that the Haneys and the Malignaggi, Paulie Malignaggi, are going back and forth. We all know the beef between the Haneys and Paulie Malignaggi. Now, Paulie Malignaggi is out there trying to show the people what the Haneys are about. Paulie Malignaggi now is at a point that he is exposing Devin Haney and Bill Haney for their business and what they're doing. So let me just go that, Paulie, big shout out to Paulie, big shout out to the Haneys, but these guys have got me in the middle, At the end of the day, I know the Haneys, but I don't really know Paulie Malignaggi like I know Bill Haney. Now, look, respect to them, they're going back and forth. But the truth is, and I want to give a big shout out to everybody, but they needed this small YouTube channel, bruv. Yeah? They needed this small YouTube channel. Your boy WRAPSTAR came with the evidence. It's your boy WRAPSTAR boxing knowledge, that Paulie Malignaggi used my receipts to expose Bill Haney and Devin Haney. Now, let me just say this. At the end of the day, I understand that Paulie Malignaggi said, I'm going to go across everywhere and find the information I need. And Paulie Malignaggi put my name on his channel. He said, this video is from WRAPSTAR Boxing. So yeah, Paulie Malignaggi did put my name on his channel. He put my video on Twitter. You know what I mean? He put WRAPSTAR's video on Twitter and he put my video on his channel. Now, I know Paulie Malignaggi is one of the most educated and one of the most realist guys that you can probably get out of boxing. But Paulie Malignaggi, come on, bro. I know more than you. I know more than Paulie Malignaggi. Let me tell you something. I understand Paulie Malignaggi bringing out some facts, but he got them wrong. Paulie Malignaggi, you want to really expose the Haneys, you got to come and see me. Those are little receipts, bro. You didn't even bring out the tournament. You didn't even bring out what really happened. And you also got wrong with my video that you put on your channel, Paulie. I'm just a little bit disappointed, Paulie, because you should have done your homework. You needed to come and reach out to me, bro. Why you didn't reach out to me, Paulie Malignaggi? Why you didn't go behind the scenes and say, yo, WRAPSTAR, I want to use your video? You didn't do that. You just put my video up. But let me tell you, Paulie, why you need to reach out to me. I don't need to reach out to you, bro. You need WRAPSTAR right now because I got many receipts. That was the smallest receipt you took out of my channel. Some of the receipts have been deleted. And Bill Haney and Devin Haney know. I know that Bill Haney knows I got the receipts. If anybody's got the receipts in this whole YouTube, trust me, it's your boy, WRAPSTAR Boxing. Do you know that Bill Haney will run away from me now that he knows I'm talking about this? Bill Haney chopped it up and he called me on my phone for hours. I spoke to Bill Haney for over an hour. Get Bill Haney on my channel and I'll promise you, Bill Haney knows that Devin Haney's team and Bill Haney knows that when they spoke to me, there's certain things they told me that I have never told you guys. Let me just tell you this. There's certain things the Haneys have told me, your boy WRAPSTAR, that I have never told anybody. Nobody. You want real receipts, Paulie Malignaggi? I got real receipts. I got receipts that you can never get, Paulie Malignaggi. Paulie Malignaggi ain't got nothing on your boy WRAPSTAR. Because I got to give Paulie Malignaggi his respect. He's been cancelled from Showtime. So Paulie Malignaggi is probably the realest guy that you're going to get out of boxing speaking about boxing. So really what Paulie needs to do, he needs to chop it up with me. If he wants real receipts, I'll give him some receipts. But you got to put respect on your boy's name. You got to put respect on your boy WRAPSTAR's name. I promise you now, Paulie Malignaggi, I got receipts that Devin Haney and Bill Haney will run away from us. I got receipts on Bill Haney that you could never believe in this whole world. I've got those receipts. I know real stories that Paulie Malignaggi doesn't know behind the scenes. I also tell you that Paulie Malignaggi said that my video was after the Kambosos fight. It was not, Paulie. Hey, yo, let me tell the Magic Man something. Look, the Magic Man is educated. He got more on boxing than most of us. But when it comes to certain little fine lines, when it comes to certain little things, Paulie Malignaggi didn't have it correct. See, that interview, what he took out of Mauricio Sulaiman and Bill Haney out of my channel, that was an interview done before the Kambosos fight. And Paulie, the Magic Man, thinks that interview was done after the Kambosos fight. So that's the first fact that Paulie, unfortunately, has got it wrong. Paulie Malignaggi just didn't get it perfect. Now, he's on the right path. He's on the right path. But Paulie needs to get a little bit of facts from your boy WRAPSTAR, and I'll clean it up. Because that interview got done before the Kambosos fight, where Mauricio Sulaiman exposed the Haneys. He exposed them. He exposed them like the biggest bitches that I've ever seen in my life in boxing. When Mauricio Sulaiman told the Haneys that you guys were asking for petition fights, that you didn't want to fight Lomachenko, you don't want to fight Teofimo Lopez, you petitioned for the other belt and you petitioned to, you even got injured. Devin Haney got injured when he was calling out Lomachenko. And Devin Haney lost his belt. Let me give you some real facts out here, bro. Devin Haney lost his belt, bro. You want to know facts? Let me clean this shit up for Paulie Malignaggi. Devin Haney lost his fucking belt and he was injured. And you know the pandemic happened and the COVID happened. The COVID happened, right? Devin Haney and Bill Haney are so... Listen, respect to them. Respect to the Haneys. But they were lucky. Because when the COVID happened, my boy Luke Campbell versus Javier Fortuna were fighting for that belt. That belt that Devin Haney got from the email, that belt was going to be Luke Campbell or Javier Fortuna's belt. The winner of that fight was going to take the fucking belt. And you know what happened? The COVID happened. It was all about the COVID. And when the pandemic hit, let me tell you, your boy WRAPSTAR from England, the WBC then had the belt vacant again. And did you know that the Haneys petitioned for the belt so that they could have it because Luke Campbell lost the fight, didn't get the fight versus Javier Fortuna. Luke Campbell never got the fight versus Javier Fortuna, bro. And Devin Haney got the pandemic belt. That belt wasn't even an email belt. That belt was a pandemic COVID disease belt. And when Devin Haney begged, basically petitioned to get that belt again, did you know that Devin Haney emailed that belt twice? He got that belt emailed twice. Not once, but twice. And Devin Haney and Bill Haney petitioned to get that belt because the other fighters, because of COVID, they couldn't make the fight. And Devin Haney said, well, I'm going to be out of my injury now. Please, can I get that belt? And he petitioned to the WBC, to my mate, Mauricio Suleiman, and he asked for the belt. Now, let me just keep it real. And Paulie Malignaggi will be here to agree with me. Because at the end of the day, if you can petition for a fake belt, remember this, that belt was not a belt that anybody fought for that belt. When Devin Haney had that belt, he was pushing it like he was a real champion. And he was telling the world that he was the real champion. He was not a real champion at that time. Devin Haney, after he petitioned for that belt, he did not even ask to fight Lomachenko or Teofimo Lopez. Devin Haney never wanted to fight Teofimo Lopez because he wanted the easier route at that time. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to keep it real. The Haneys, respect to the Haneys, but they're the luckiest people in boxing today. Devin Haney and Bill Haney have played some wicked, excellent hustles that they were so lucky that they got the fight, because what happened is they were fighting people like Jorge Linares. They were fighting people like Jorge Linares, bro, and calling out Lomachenko. They were never wanting to fight Lomachenko at that time. Even when they were mandatory, they didn't want to petition for the fight. They got exposed. See, the truth is, WRAPSTAR already exposed her. That shit got exposed a long time ago. And you know, we're talking about a man from New York. Big respect to the Magic Man. But I'm going to keep it real. The Magic Man ain't got nothing on another New Yorker who's my friend. The Magic Man ain't got nothing when it comes to the Haney's receipts. Now, Magic Man is fucking sick. I got to give Magic Man that he is the talker. When he talks, everybody's going to believe him. But Magic Man, come on, bro. You got to come and see your boy WRAPSTAR. I will give you receipts that you have never believed in your life. You might be a boxer, but I got this shit on lockdown. When it comes to the Haneys, I got receipts that you ain't got. Now, I will say Magic Man is the man out of everybody in the world, which will say it. If I give him the receipt, he's going to tell the world. He ain't going to hold back like no Andre Ward, Timothy Bradley. One of the realest guys right now in boxing is the Magic Man. Because the Magic Man's been cancelled by all the corporations. Paulie, the Magic Man, has been cancelled. So he's now going to give it to you real. Because he ain't scared of no one. He ain't making money out of corporations no more. And that's why Paulie Malignaggi, he's going to give it to you real. But all Paulie Malignaggi got to do, he got to just get in touch with me behind the scenes. And I'll give him something that he can never believe. But of course, I'm not just going to give anything to anybody. You got to put some respect on my name. You got to put some respect on my name. And I'll give Paulie respect for typing my name. He typed my name in there and he put my name next to his video. I'll give him respect for that. But Paulie, come on, man. You got to mention WRAPSTAR Boxing. Just mention my name, bro. Like I would do for you. You know, you seem like a real cat, Paulie. So mention my name on the video next time, bro. Say, yeah, man, I got that video from WRAPSTAR. Because you got that video from me. So put some respect on my name, Paulie. That's all I'm saying. Look, us people from London, bruv, we're straight up. Paulie's a cool cat. Yeah, man, big up Paulie Malignaggi. But come on, man, keep it real out here. You using my video, you just put my name in there. But come on, call my name, bruv. On your channel, say, yo, man, that guy across the pond, WRAPSTAR, he give me the information. Keep it real with me as well. That's all I'm saying. But the man that got real receipts is from your side of the pond, Paulie. The man who's got some serious receipts, who breaks down boxing, who's got more boxing knowledge than even boxers. You guys got to go and see Mr. Moonshine. There's another man who's got receipts and receipts. And you can't fuck with receipts. Punch Drunk Boxing is another man that Paulie Malignaggi. You need to chop it up with Punch Drunk Boxing. Because he's one of the first guys to expose this shit. He was one of the first guys to expose this shit. And he's got fine line receipts that you could never believe. Like Punch will dice it down that on another level. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I'm going to say, yo, this beef with Devin Haney, Paulie Malignaggi, is going down. It's going down. And now Paulie Malignaggi is going through your boy WRAPSTAR. Maybe he's going to come and knock at Punch Drunk Boxing's window. But yo, let me tell you this. I got receipts that I'm willing to do on a VIP interview on my channel. I don't even need to go to anyone's channel. If you want some receipts that you've never heard of, I've got those. I really know what the Haneys were doing. And I already know what the Haneys are doing right now. But let me tell you where you got to respect the Haneys. The Haneys are the biggest hustlers in boxing. The Haneys are the biggest hustlers in fucking boxing. Let me tell you, but let me tell you now, ain't no receipts even started yet. I'm just letting you know. I'm just going to say this, yo. I can see Paulie's personality is a bit like mine and a bit like Punch Drunk's. If you call his name out, he's coming out with shit and he ain't going to stop. But I got some serious shit that I will tell the world. If Paulie Malignaggi wants to get this shit off, let's get it off. If you want to really take this shit to another level, I got them receipts. So all I'm going to say is I've got shit on the Haneys that the Bill Haney, let me tell you, Bill Haney right now, let me tell you something. And I know that Bill Haney sometimes watches this shit. If Bill Haney didn't turn the way that he turned, hey man, I'm a very nice guy. I'm a very nice guy. I keep it real with people who keep it real. But Bill Haney never kept it real. Devin Haney and Bill Haney don't keep it real. They use people. They use people, bruv. Let me tell you, one of the things that you could never do, you could never use WRAPSTAR boxing knowledge. Did you know I walked away from Bill Haney when he tried to constantly speak to me about shit in boxing that I didn't agree with? The Haneys wanted your boy WRAPSTAR to say certain things that I would never say. And that's why me and Bill Haney and the Haneys don't get along anymore. That's why me and Bill Haney don't get along anymore. Because he realized when he dealt with a boy from London, when he dealt with me from London, bruv, he knew this London man ain't playing, bro. Let me just tell you this, and this is crazy, people. But there's certain things that's been said to me by the Haneys. And I know that the Haneys were capping a lot. Paulie's right, bro. Paulie Malignaggi's right that the Haneys were capping. The Haneys were faking it in the beginning. They were. The receipts are out there. Let me tell you guys this. Did you know that they got told by the sanctioning bodies when they were calling out Lomachenko and calling him all kinds of names? They already got told that they're not going to be fighting no Lomachenko. If they took that email belt, they're not going to fight Lomachenko. They knew this, but they turned it around. They played everybody. They started using that belt as a real belt, and then they start slandering Lomachenko. That belt only became something because they were slandering Lomachenko's name. The people who gave him the belt, which is the WBC, told them, if we gift you this belt, you ain't getting no Lomachenko anyway. The only way you're going to get Lomachenko, because they told them that they were all going to go in a tournament. Let me see if Paulie Malignaggi knows about this. That the WBC set up a tournament for Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, Javier Fortuna. They set up a tournament for Abdullayev, whatever his name is. And they said that the winners will fight the winners. And in that tournament, the WBC told everybody that even if you fight in the win in this tournament, Lomachenko is going to be going in another direction. So all those fighters knew who were going in that fucking tournament that they were not going to be fighting no Lomachenko. So you know what happened next? Let me tell you what happened next. And I want Paulie to know this one too. Is that they fucking got told they're not going to get Lomachenko. So they wanted to stay in the tournament. But guess what Teofimo Lopez did? Get the Lopezes here. I speak to the Lopezes. And they're the ones who know that I know the truth. Teofimo Lopez and Javier Fortuna said, fuck the tournament. I'm out of this tournament. Devin Haney fought that guy, Abdullayev, whatever his name is. Abdullah or whatever. But Teofimo Lopez said, fuck the tournament. He don't want nothing to do with the tournament. So what he did, and his father did, they said they're going to go to the IBF route. There's no point staying to the WBC route because you can't fight Lomachenko anyway. These are all fucking facts. Even the Haneys know that this is facts. And if the Haneys came here and Paulie came here and Teofimo Lopez came here, this is all facts. Nobody could challenge me on this talk. Nobody. And even this talk got exposed when Bill Haney spoke to Mauricio Suleiman on TV and they got exposed. They got exposed. And that's why Teofimo Lopez went the route of the IBF and tried to catch Richard Comey. Because he knew if he went through the IBF, he got a chance to get a belt of the IBF against Richard Comey. And this is how Teofimo Lopez became a champion, because he walked away from the WBC fucking tournament. Devin Haney fought another guy that nobody knows about, Abdullayev, I don't know who the fuck he was. A ranked 50 fighter. And then all of a sudden, Lomachenko gets to become a super champion for the They made him a super champion at that time of their franchise. That was their champion. And remember this, right? Remember this. That Luke Campbell lost to Lomachenko for the WBC. Luke Campbell and Lomachenko was a real fight. Does anybody remember Luke Campbell? Luke Campbell, the Olympian, which was already ranked number 1, number 2 in the sanctioning body. So these are old facts, but these are facts that can help Paulie Malignaggi. And let me tell you something else. When the Haneys knew, when they got injured and lost their belt, they were so close to losing that belt to Luke Campbell and Javier Fortuna. That pandemic and the COVID saved Devin Haney. That pandemic COVID saved Devin Haney, that Devin Haney got that email belt back. Now, look, nobody got a problem with Devin Haney having a fucking mediocre belt at the time. But what the Haneys needed to do, they needed to find a way to make that belt recognized so that people put respect on Devin Haney's name. And unfortunately, there wasn't many people who were that stupid, apart from the people that they found in America, those stupid channels. And it's true, that was some kind of a fake, mediocre belt that Devin Haney had, and they were pushing it. The problem is, you know, when Devin Haney was carrying on like he was the man, and that Lomachenko didn't want to fight him, and Teofimo Lopez, he was calling them ducks. It was a lie. The whole thing was fake, and it was premeditated, and it was a drama show. You guys got sold something in America by the Haneys so that you can support the mediocre belt. That belt, let me tell you what the truth is. And I don't really like saying this because, you know, Mauricio Suleiman is a friend of mine. But there's no one real and a realist like me. You know that WBC comes to support this channel. You know that WBC supports my channel. Would you believe that? Behind the scenes, I already know Mauricio Suleiman. He's come on this channel twice. Even though I'm not a big channel, he still comes here to show his respect. But Mauricio Suleiman, I gotta keep it real, my brother. If you ever watch this, you pimped Devin Haney. At that time, the WBC were pimping Devin Haney. They pimped him. They took money out of him and they said they'll give him a belt just for the sake of it. Let's keep it real, bro. Smash that like button. General in the fucking building. Your brethren, Halim. Yes, Halim. Your boy WRAPSTAR made it international, bro. Look at that. They need to use WRAPSTAR's receipts now. And listen, I don't blame them. I'm the realest motherfucker out here. I don't even fanboy my own friend, WBC Mauricio Suleiman. He fucking pimped the Devin Haneys. He pimped Devin Haney and Bill Haney. And there's nothing they could do about it. They wanted to be pimped. And you know what's the funny thing? Devin Haney knew he was getting pimped. And he didn't give a fuck. See, the fighter never gave a fuck. They needed to quickly use their stories and their drama shows. And Paulie Malignaggi's right. He's right that the Haneys are frauds. In the beginning, they came in as frauds. They did. You can't deny that. I can't deny that Paulie's saying the truth here. The Haneys were faking it until they made it. And they did, and they made it. Respect to them, though. Big respect to the Haneys. Look, I love the hustle. But the Haneys in history have fucking got it. They got lucky as well. Let me tell you how lucky they got. How the fuck are you going to expect Teofimo Lopez to lose to George Kambosos? Let me tell you a story right now. Did you know that Bill Haney and me spoke? Behind the scenes, I will confront the Haneys right now. I'll confront the Haneys anywhere you want me to. Anywhere you see me on a channel, I will confront Devin Haney on his God, his children, and on my God and my children. He will never fuck with me. But do you know that the Bill Haney did not want to fight Teofimo Lopez? And I know the facts. How about that one? How about I tell you that Bill Haney didn't really want to fight Teofimo Lopez? How about I say that Bill Haney just wanted to use Teofimo Lopez's name to put his son in position where he needed to? Did you know that Teofimo Lopez being sick or whatever happened to him mentally and lost that fight is the reason why the Haneys would do anything to fight George Kambosos? They knew they got lucky. They knew that George Kambosos got lucky. Teofimo Lopez was really fucked in the head and he was really sick. I don't make excuses for Teo, but Teo was mentally fucked and Teofimo Lopez was sick. It was like a near-death experience for Teofimo. Let me tell you something, though. You got to respect the Devin Haney and Bill Haney. You know, God is on, listen, bro. They got the luckiest touch in the world. They would never, ever, I promise you this, if Teofimo Lopez was normal and he beat up George Kambosos, they would never, ever have done the B-side. They never would have become the B-side for Teofimo, remember? They said they're not B-side for Teofimo Lopez. They were capping. They will make business so hard for Teofimo Lopez so that the fight doesn't for sure. So that the fight doesn't happen. You know, you got to remember this. You can make your business really tough and that fight you can show you're not ducking. But when it came to Kambosos winning, who remembers when the Haneys were jumping up and down? They were loving it because they knew they got a lottery ticket there. See, if Teofimo Lopez won, did you know that Haneys weren't looking to put themselves down or be the B-side with George Kambosos? They were willing to do anything. With George Kambosos, they would suck George Kambosos' dick. They would go to Australia. They will take 3 million while George Kambosos takes 10 million. Ask them if they were willing to do that for Teofimo Lopez. Never. Never. They did never want to do that for Teofimo Lopez. They would have made their business and they would have made that whole platform difficult to deal with. DHP would have made that business tough to fight Teofimo Lopez. But DHP did everything in their power to be the B-side, take the least amount of money, go to Australia. They would never have done that if that was Teofimo Lopez. I just know that. I know that. I know that, bro. So all I'm going to say to my friend, Paulie Malignaggi, is Paulie, I just wanted to clean it up for you, bro. Because this is a wrap, Paulie. This is a wrap. I cleaned up your streets. You're on point, Paulie Malignaggi. You're on point. But you got a few things wrong. So you need some help from your brethren, from London, from WRAPSTAR, bro. You just need a little bit, you know what I mean? You should have just touched. What you should have done, Paulie, is contacted me behind the scenes. Maybe I would have given you a receipt that would have blown up this whole fucking game. Because I've still got those receipts. I'm not going to give all my receipts at one time so that I keep some ammunition back. And you know, I got to keep it real. If anybody's the realest out here, out of the boxers, right now, it's Paulie Malignaggi. Because Paulie Malignaggi being cancelled from Showtime. Paulie Malignaggi being cancelled from all the big companies. You know why? Because the way he speaks. So if anybody's going to give it to you 100, it's going to be Paulie Malignaggi. But on this one, he never got it 100. He needs your boy Rap. Paulie Malignaggi needed your boy Rap. He just got, you know, a few things mixed up. Now, Paulie, I explained to you about the tournament. Now, Paulie, I explained to you, right, about that video with Mauricio Suleiman and Bill Haney was when Teofimo Lopez was champion, not after the Kambosos fight. I just want to clean it up. And let me just say this as well. At the end of the day, there are a few more receipts, but I'm not just going to give these receipts. These receipts might just be on an exclusive. If Paulie Malignaggi and the Haneys are keep going back and forth, then let me see what happens next. Maybe we never know. We might have a Paulie Malignaggi exclusive with WRAPSTAR. Maybe. I don't know. But you got to put respect on my name first. You just got to put respect on my name first, bro. Us little YouTubers, we're not normal YouTubers anymore. And like I said earlier, yeah, Paulie Malignaggi is a man from New York and he keeps it real. But he don't know all the facts about everything. You know, there's certain people out here. We might not be boxers like Paulie, but come on, you want some historian shit, you want some facts, then you need to come and see WRAPSTAR. And if you want some serious facts, there's another brother out here up in New York. There's another brother out there in New York. Man, his name's Punch Drunk Boxing. He got all the facts. He already exposed this whole story and everything and diced it down over a year ago, and he destroyed the whole fucking game. But I just would like to see some respect for us YouTubers too. I see that Paulie Malignaggi getting the credit for the receipts, but come on, Paulie, you got to call my name. You can't just type my name on the side, bro. Come on, man. You got to call my name, say, yo, man, that guy from England, WRAPSTAR. Remember my name, Paulie? WRAPSTAR. Because I call your name. So give some respect out here for the YouTubers, bro. Don't just be putting my fucking video up and typing my name on the side. Come on, bro. I thought you're better than that. But look, at the end of the day, all I'm saying is this beef between Paulie and Haney's, this is old drama for us. I've dealt with this drama already, man. Bill Haney already ran away from me. I told you. When me and Bill Haney had the smoke on the fucking YouTube, and one day he pissed me off, try to decredit my name. I said, nah, man, I ain't playing this stupid game with this guy. I've already exposed the Haneys to their face. That's a fact. And I got receipts that only people can dream of. I got receipts that Paulie Malignaggi ain't got. I got receipts that Paulie Malignaggi just ain't got, bruv. Not on this topic. He ain't got what I got. Now, Paulie Malignaggi's on the right track, though. He's keeping it real with you guys. He's telling you how it is. You know what I mean? He's telling you that the Haneys were capping. They were faking it. They were hustling. And to be honest, they're lucky to be where they are. The Haneys are some of the luckiest guys I've ever seen in boxing, bro. How the fuck are you going to get an email belt once, an email belt twice, and then that fight with Teo? How the fuck you expect Teofimo to lose to Kambosos? That was crazy. That was crazy, bruv. How the fuck did we ever think Teo was going to be sick with fucking lung problems? Let me tell you something. You want to know receipts? Hey, let me tell you, my boy, Hey, listen, my brethren, Punch Drunk Boxing. He knows I bet on boxing. He phones me up. He tells me a day before. Actually, he messaged me, emailed me. And then I spoke to him. And Punch says to me, yo, Rap. I'm going to just say it as it is. It says, Rap, if you ever want to bet on a real underdog, I mean, like, if you want to bet, you need to bet on Cambosis to beat Teofimo Lopez. Now, you know when Punch told me that, I thought Punch was fucking playing a game. Let me just show everybody this. So Punch Drunk Boxing tells me, if you want to bet against somebody, he goes, I can't tell anybody this. But, you know, Punch and me, you know, he's good. He looked out for me. He goes, yo, man, if you want to bet on somebody, bet on Cambosis. Because I don't know if Teofimo can do anything tomorrow. I said, what? I said, what are you talking about, Punch? He said, I can't tell you everything, but he says I'm with them now. Now, when Punch Drunk Boxing told me that, I had to tell my friends, don't put your money on Teofimo Lopez. I told them, don't put your money on fucking Teofimo Lopez, bruv. My brethren said to me, why? I said, man, I don't know why everything right now, but you better not put no money on Teofimo Lopez. Now, even though Teo was fucked and I knew about it, I couldn't say nothing. I couldn't do that to Teofimo Lopez because now Punch knows something about Teo. I can't sell Teo out like that. The fight's going to happen in 10 hours. Now, what I did know is that Teo was already mentally drained by his wife, which already blocked some of his cash funds, and she was separating from him. She was taking his child away, which was just a newborn kid. Now, I knew Teofimo Lopez was mentally disturbed a little bit anyway. I knew that. Before anybody knew that, I knew that. Because I knew about it behind the scenes. I knew that. But I didn't know how sick the motherfucking Teofimo Lopez was. Now, I knew Teo was fucked, but I didn't know how fucked he was. Right? So apparently I find out the day after that Teofimo Lopez at 3 o'clock in the morning was having a few issues, and his father and his mum were telling him, I don't know what time it was, but they had to get up and they had to try and push Teofimo Lopez to go to the hospital to check out his oxygen because he's got asthma. Right? So this story came out. I got it straight away. That the man got asthma. He's finding some problems in his breathing, but he wants to deal with it. He doesn't want to go hospital. He wants to rest it off. That's part of the problem. Right? His neck was getting a little bit swollen. That was part of the problem. But this is just the night before the fucking fight, bruv. Now, whether you guys want to believe every single part of it, it's up to you. But my brethren was there with them. Yo, the man was there with them. He was telling me. How the fuck? And then it comes out later on in ESPN with the doctors what happened to him. But I already knew about this. So the problem here is, how can I deny that Teofimo Lopez did have some issues the night before with his fucking breathing and the fucker's got asthma? I'm not capping to you guys. You know what? You know WRAPSTAR never tell you nothing which hasn't been told to me. I'm telling you what got told to me. And that's why I knew that even the fight, Teo, they tried to recover. Teo tried his best to recover. The next day, he wouldn't want to cancel the fight because the problem with Teo was he wanted to get paid that $3 million. Because he just bought a big house. His cash money's a bit on hold because his wife is trying to separate from him. So he's having mental problems with his wife. He's lost his kid. Now he's got to fight. He's got to get this money. So I can't deny the stories that I really do know. Fuck the fucking internet, bro. I know this for real life. So I knew when George Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez, the Haneys changed their whole fucking game. The Haneys changed their whole motherfucking game. The no energy for Loma, the same energy for Teo. They switched their energy and they became the biggest hungry guys for the George Kambosos fight. And I can't blame them. I can't blame them. Because Tank Davis never got Kambosos. Ryan Garcia didn't get it. The Haneys fucking did what it took. Because let me tell you this. The Haneys would never, ever had took that money for Teofimo Lopez. Think about that, bro. The Haneys would never, even on the phone. Let me tell you something. I'm going to give you one receipt right now. Bill Haney said that he would pay $4 million to fight Teofimo Lopez. And this is a true fucking story. And this is just one little receipt I'm going to give you. And I hope Punch Drunk Boxing's around soon. And if Punch Drunk Boxing comes, I want to send him the link. Because I told Punch, if I could get the Haneys, because at that time, Bill Haney was chopping it up with me a lot. He wanted to talk to me. He was trying to influence me. He was trying his best for me to just follow the DHP and push his brand, which I'm not a fucking fan of. He found out about me. It didn't take him long. But I phoned up and I told Punch, get me in touch with the Lopez's. Would they fight for the $4 million? I asked the Lopez's, and then he got me in touch with the Lopez's. I spoke to fucking Teofimo Sr. and I asked him, would you fight for the fucking $4 million that he's offering you on TV? He said that he ain't never going to fight us. Get the $4 million and I guarantee you he ain't going to fight us. He was right. Because we even spoke to Eddie Hearn. Did you know Punch fucking spoke to Eddie Hearn and Eddie Hearn said to Punch, why the fuck you asking me a dumb question like that? Like basically telling Punch, this is a dumb question. And let me tell you something else. I spoke to fucking the Haneys and I asked them heart-to-heart question. If there's a God there watching me now, I asked him, don't waste my time, Bill. Would you fight Teofimo Lopez? Get the $4 million. I said to the man, get the fucking $4 million. As a real man, after chopping it out with this man for over a month about his kids, my kids, you know, Bill Haney put his children on the phone with me. We had he was at his child's place playing tennis. One of his kids is trying to be a professional tennis player. So he was introducing me to his son, who's a tennis player. And, I was, giving a lot of love to his kids. So, we were having different conversations in the beginning. But then I saw something in this man. I said, this man ain't keeping it real, bro. This man capping to everybody. And when I saw Bill Haney trying to lie to me about certain things and then we have conversations about kids, there's certain things that I know that I'm not going to say right now. There's certain things I know that I won't say. But Bill Haney tried his hardest. Bill Haney tried his hardest with WRAPSTAR. But when he realized I was a realist motherfucker and I'm a real guy, everything backfired on Bill Haney. See, Bill Haney won't face me much. And I don't mind facing him anywhere. We can always have a conversation. I respect his grind. I respect Bill Haney's hustle. But I will say that I know stuff about him and what he said to me. And when he found out that I'm not that guy, shit, I'm telling you this now, yeah? Bill Haney knows there's not many realist motherfuckers he's ever met. But I ain't here to suck nobody's dick. And Bill Haney knew that I was like that. And then after that, he knew he could never buy me for anything. He changed his energy with me. There's a lot of things that he told me in the beginning that I'm not going to tell or talk about right now. But all I'm going to say is I got receipts. I got real motherfucking receipts. You want receipts? I'll destroy receipts. The receipts I got, you ain't going to look at Devin Haney the same way again. The receipts I've got, you ain't never going to look at Bill Haney the same way again. I don't want to say too much on this live. This live is just to say, yo, respect to the Magic Man, respect to the Haneys. But let's get the facts straight. There were certain things said, and I needed to clean it up. Our friend Paulie Malignaggi got a few things wrong on his live. He got it wrong. So I just needed to clean it up. That's all. I needed to clean up exactly how it happened. And the truth is, I don't blame Devin Haney and Bill Haney for doing what they do. Because if boxing is there to be hustled, why are you not going to hustle it? Now I'm going to send a link. And you never know. If Paulie Malignaggi can use your boy WRAPSTAR's content, and if Paulie Malignaggi has been through my channel, and that's my baby channel as well. Remember this, people. There's the link. And yo, somebody can hit the link, or I'm going to leave soon, or we can chop it up. But this link, I want to let Paulie Malignaggi know this. Yo, my brother, I understand you. I'm with you. I get it. I know what you need, what you got, but I got receipts. You want real receipts? I got real receipts that you don't have. So if you want to hit the link, you can come on the channel. Love to chop it up with you. But at least put some respect on my name, bro. You know, when you're on your live, I see you put my name there on the right-hand side. I saw you say, yo, WRAPSTAR Boxing, and respect to that. Respect for you to put my name on your content. But now that you've been on my channel, bro, hit the link. We can really chop it up. And if not, then I'm good too. You know what I'm saying? I'm good too. I don't need to hit your link. All I'm saying, Paulie, is keep the same energy with us as well. Because we in this boxing. We in this boxing, bro. And I got some serious receipts. This ain't shit, man. You know, that's a minor receipt. That's a small receipt. You know? But yo, respect to the Magic Man, because there's not going to be many men in boxing who are ever going to speak like Paulie Malignaggi. And that's all reason why I wanted to clean it up a little bit. Because that interview was not after the Kambosos fight. It was before the Kambosos fight. There was a tournament in place. I wanted to make sure that people know that the Haneys were in this tournament and everybody left the tournament because it wasn't going to lead you into nowhere. And yes, the WBC decided to pimp the Haneys and they took it. See, the Haneys don't like it, yeah, because they got pimped and they wanted to be pimped. They didn't stand up for themselves when the sanctioning bodies were making them look like they were nobodies. They didn't do nothing about themselves. They kept their mouth quiet and they wanted to cash out. Can you blame people cashing out? No, I can't blame them. But don't sit there and trying to say everybody's ducking you or you want to fight everybody because you didn't want to fight nobody at that time. At that time, they were not looking to fight no Lomachenko, no Teofimo Lopez. Those fights were never, ever in the mix. So all I'm saying is, bro, at the end of the day, it just needed to clean up the facts. And if we're going to do this and you're going to use WRAPSTAR's name, then let's do it properly. You can't just use my name, bro, and we don't give them the real facts. We got to give it 100. And the way that it went, that you can't blame the Haneys. Now, the Haneys they got a lottery, right? And you can't blame them because what happened to Teofimo, Cambosis, they were not going to do that with Teo. But for Cambosis, they were ready to sell everything to make that fight. Their energy changed when Cambosis became a champion. So it is what it is. It is what it is, you know? But at this point, I'm just going to say this. You know, respect to the Haneys for what they've done and respect to the hustle. Because last year, this time, you were calling him a pillow fist, you know, a guy who's an email champion. And today, Haney became an undisputed champion. So really, Haney's laughing at everybody right now because he hustled the game. Look, at the end of the day, you can't blame Haney. The hustle was there to be hustled. The hustle was there. It was there to take. It's just the way they went on about it. It's the way that the Haneys pushed it. They wanted to slander everybody else who really was doing something so they could disguise themselves in what they were doing. You can't blame them. If they can get away with it, they can get away with it. At the end of the day, the Haneys put themselves in position and they were there at the right time. And they downgraded themselves for the Cambosis fight. They were willing to do what it takes for Cambosis, but they weren't willing to do what it takes for when it was Teo or Lomachenko. Now, at this point, where are the Haneys going to go now? Now, look, the Haneys have done it, right? They conquered it. They're smart. They did well. They hustled boxing right now. But he's in a tricky position now. Devin Haney is in a little bit of a tricky position. See, either he got to fight Lomachenko or he's got to go up in weight. So there's not, he got to do something now. He's gonna have to now put himself in that mix now. The Haneys either got to fight Lomachenko or they got to go and move up at 140. Now, if the Haneys fight Lomachenko, right, they get the biggest bag. The biggest money they'll get is with Lomachenko, bro. The biggest money they're going to get is with Lomachenko. Because if they go to 140, they can't earn the Lomachenko money. Now, is Haney going to say he can't make the weight? Because he's made the weight already for the last couple fights. Is Haney going to avoid the Lomachenko fight, or is he going to fight that fight? Or is he going to fight at 140 for less money so that he can get himself slowly in position? Because I don't see Haney fighting Josh Taylor. Haney ain't going to fight Josh Taylor. He already trained with Josh Taylor's trainer, Ben Davidson. So if Haney don't fight Cambosis now, if Haney don't fight Lomachenko now, then that will look a little bit bad. Because then it looks like you're ducking Lomachenko now. The same man that Haney's fucking used to build their mediocre belt. The same man they were slandering is the same man that if you don't fight him now and say, I can't make the weight, then you got killers at 140 and they're going to give you less money. They're going to give you less, bro. They're not going to pay you the money you want. So if you want to make millions, Bob Arum is not gonna let you go unless he's gonna put a lot of money in your pocket. Look, let me tell you guys something before I get the panel on it. Is that Bob Arum's got a plan. Whether you people believe it or not, you're gonna remember now. Bob Arum has got a solid plan here. He made the Lomachenko fight is this weekend, isn't it, Frank?
Yes.
So
Lomachenko.
this is why he's done this, Frank. He's made Haney and Kambosos and Lomachenko against this guy, the new guy, Ortiz, right?
Yes.
The
that's
one who
correct.
beat Jamel Herring, right?
Yes.
So the reason why he's putting these fights back to back with Haney and Loma, he wants to make the big fight for Haney versus Loma now. Now, what Bob Arum's going to do, he's going to pay Haney as much money as he wants. He's going to give him the money. But what is the Haney's going to do? Are they going to go to the killer division, or are they going to stay and fight the smaller man, Lomachenko, Frank?
Well, you know, a lot of people have their opinions, but just mine and speaking with other being on different places, he's what Haney's gonna do, it's probably not gonna happen because he's gonna make the negotiations very difficult. So he may just want to ask for more and more.
So by making negotiation difficult, you're basically going to get away from the fight.
Yeah.
But Bob Arum's not going to let Haney get that way that quick. What he's going to do, he's going to offer him the deal there, or he's going to offer him the deal at 140. I also been told, Frank, this is what I've been told, that if he takes the Lomachenko fight, and I'll bring the guest on Monday, right? I'm not going to call his name right now, but I spoke to them, right?
Okay.
They're in boxing. They're coming on Monday. They told me that if he takes the Loma fight, Bob Arum might even give Devin Haney another secure deal. In case he loses, he'll give him another 2-fight deal to make money. So these are things that I'm hearing now.
That'd be good for Haney. So why not take it? So he's going to put him in a position that if he
he's
refuses,
not going to leave
it's going to
Haney
live.
on the street. I'm hearing that Bob Arum's not going to leave Haney on the street if Haney loses to Lomachenko. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I mean, if you knew boxing, you knew right away that he was not going to be able just to come and take the belts. You'd think he was just going to come and beat Kambosos and walk away.
Mm.
You know the Loma fight was on the horizon. That's why it was always strange when he said, well, because even when the Kambosos fight, after the first Kambosos fight, he was saying if it makes sense. Now that's that Floyd talk, if it makes sense. When someone says that, you know they don't want to say any names.
Yeah, but at this point, right, it's going to look a bit difficult because you're going to get multi-millions of dollars, get Loma, Bob Arum will sweeten up the deal. You go to 140, who's Bob going to give you at 140? Now, look, Bob's got
Ramirez,
Bob's got Jose Ramirez, right?
Or Barbosa.
He got Barboza, he got Jose Ramirez.
Or even the guys the guys that drew, no, wait, was the calm, no, wait, did they fight at 140 Pedraza? No, that was with the 135 guys, right?
Mm.
Okay, yeah, Barbosa and Ramirez sound like the most, he's not going to go to 140 against them right away. He'll get a soft touch, if anything.
You think so?
Yeah. Who's he going to, just like what Tio did, getting Ocampo, taking Ocampo, now going to take Pedraza. You're not going to jump right into a championship match.
Let me ask everybody this. You got Lomachenko at 34 years old. He's been in the war. He's come back. He's coming to the end of the game. Or would you rather fight killers like Ramirez and Barboza and these names that you just mentioned, right?
Yeah, but you got to imagine, if you lose to Loma, it's over. Like, all your fans are going to leave you.
See, the problem is, let me tell you, I agree with you, and I'm so glad you said it now, and I didn't need to wait for this, Frank. I was just trying to make you say it and not me say it.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, just like Frank said, I think the Haneys are scared to lose to the Ukrainian Lomachenko. Because if they lose to Lomachenko, everybody is going to say that this is a guy that was just, even his own fans are going to be just, they're going to give up on him.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I just feel that way.
How can you come back on Twitter? How can you come back on YouTube after hours and hours and hours? Because trust me, these guys talk hours and hours about Haney, and they know who they are. Uh, I mean, they spend hours talking about Haney, how he'll beat everybody. He'll beat everybody. He'll wash everybody. Like, really? I mean, yeah, he probably can beat everybody. It's not going to be easy. How can you come back after that?
I don't know what to tell you, bruv. But what I do know, at this point, Haney's in a position that if he moves to 140, they're not going to be easy fights. It's going to be now. He's going to have to now use his weight and show me, does the power come in that weight? Those, see, look, 135 to 140, those 5 pounds, are they going to help Haney in any kind of power? Because he's lacking a little bit of power at 135 already, isn't he, Frank?
It's not that he even lacks power. It's that he's so defensive minded that when
Yes.
he doesn't commit, every time he jabs, he's already looking to bail. That's why these Shakur and Haney can keep distance, is because they're always defensive minded. So he's never committing on any one punch. So he's always looking to bail. So if he lands a jab, he's already bailing.
See, the problem with Devin Haney, can he be that defense-minded at 140? See, if Devin Haney uses his defense, like his first defense, then or offense, right? But Devin Haney got to have more offense at 140 to fight the Zapadas, to fight the Prograis, to fight the Taylors, to fight these people like the Jose Ramirez's. These guys are not going to be worried about. Look, Haney's jab is not going to keep these guys away. These guys, if Jojo Diaz can get on the inside, if on the 12th round Kambosos can make Haney tired, and the 12th round he's winning it, right? That you see all of a sudden Kambosos is meant to be out of there, but Kambosos is still in the fight, right? You can see that even when Linares hit Haney, Linares just needed another 30 seconds in that particular round, maybe.
Right.
What we can see here is that what does Haney need to do at 140, and what does he need to improve on at 140 to move forward?
Well, there's nothing wrong with being a defensive fighter. I mean, people, it's hit, not be hit. But look, I mean, Bernard Hopkins was a defensive fighter, but he could also fight on the inside. You can be defensive, but you can have more aspects to your boxing game. And I just don't think Devin Haney has that. Like, I haven't seen an uppercut. I haven't seen a check hook. He did a little bit against Kambosos, but I don't see a explosive check hook like how Floyd got Ricky Hatton out of there. I don't see it, and you just said it yourself. You don't see it. I mean, he might be able to outquick. He's young enough. He could probably outquick Jose Ramirez and just make it ugly. But when you fight the special talents like you said, Josh Taylor, a Teofimo, he's not going to be able to do those things.
Now, to be fair with you, I think he's got a big money fight with Teofimo Lopez at 140. Let's keep it real. Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney could sell out, I think, in America. Do you agree?
Teofimo, Devin Haney?
Yes.
Oh, definitely. That's an amazing fight. It's a great fight. And I've always said this. If he went up to 140 and he fought Teofimo instead, then I think I would never mention that he ducked Loma talk. I think that would deaden. So yeah, it's a great fight.
So for me, I'd say his big money fight is Teofimo Lopez. What Devin Haney needs to show me now, that at 140 he wants that Teofimo Lopez smoke, because I'll tell you the fight right now, ladies and gentlemen, it is Teofimo Lopez versus Devin the fucking Dream Haney. That is the biggest fight that Devin can make at 140. Now, that's a dangerous fight for him because Teo's getting his feet wet at 140 already. Right?
Yeah.
We know now Teo's got something to prove himself. Right? But that's a fight I like for both of them. On a 100, Frank.
Yeah, it's the biggest money fight at that division. If Josh Taylor moves up, so what belts are vacant? There's a couple, aren't there? There's like 2 vacant belts right now.
Yeah, we got the belt they're fighting for, Prograde and
Okay, it'll be that guy.
Zapata, and we know that Josh gave up another belt, which um the other two guys I don't know right now. Somebody will tell me in the chat. But what we're saying right now is the opportunities are there for Haney at 140, but he got to take the fights. Now he can't play. Listen, one thing we got to remember is that Haney's have hustled the 135 division, but the Haneys were in control. They had the mediocre belt, which gave them power when they were getting pimped by Mauricio Suleiman. They managed to get this. Now they're at a position where they're on top. Look, when you're at top at a division, bro, and you're going to 140, Frank, let's keep it real.
Uh-huh.
You're gonna be now not the A side with everybody. Right now, you're the A side in the whole division. You are the leader of the pack. If you want to make money, you're gonna make money where you are because you got all the belts. Now, yes, Devin Haney's got the belts where he can get straight into position. We know one of those sanctioning bodies will put Devin Haney straight into the number one position to fight for the belt. Am I right or wrong?
No, that's one of the reasons why you don't do what Shakur did and lose the weights on the scale. So if he moves up with the belts already, doesn't he get shoot up already to a top position?
Devin Haney will be in position to fight for most sanctioning bodies because Devin Haney is an undisputed champion right now. He got all the belts. So if Devin Haney goes to 140, he don't need to hang about, bro. He can go straight for the kill. But the
Yeah, he
thing, but
can.
the thing is, WBC will put him straight in position anyway, because Josh Taylor's dropped the belt, right? So
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I
see,
have to look at my.
Devin Haney don't need to mess around at 140. He don't need no tune-ups. He can go straight for the
So
fight.
are you trying to say if he takes tune-ups, then that's a sign too?
Well,
Because that's what's going to happen.
no, but I'm saying this: Devin Haney don't need to be the guy fighting a man in 140 without any medals.
So he
Like
doesn't need to do what Tio does, what Tio has done with taking on Ocampo and now Pedraza, kind of
it's up to
building
Devin
into the
Haney.
weight.
It's up to Devin Haney. I mean, you're an undisputed champion at 135. You're gonna go to 140. Who you gonna fight? You ain't gonna fight the winner of Regis Prograde. You ain't gonna fight Josh Taylor.
No,
You
he
ain't gonna
won't do
fight
that right
Jose
away.
Zapata.
Not right away, no.
Well, but that's the position he's in. That's
But he
where.
won't.
But that's stupid.
It's not for him. You make him a couple more fights to get more money, get some good paydays before you lose or take a risk. Because it's always risk reward, you know?
No, man, that's not the business move. You think about you. You own a business. You at the top of the tree of that
Uh-huh.
business. You can go and demand yourself at a position to make the most money and go get the belts, right? If you go back a step, you lose the power of the money and the power of having the pole position of getting a belt. So why would Devin Haney even go to 140 then, bro?
Because he'd have to fight Josh Taylor, and he's never going to fight Josh Taylor. He'll take Tio before he fights a Josh Taylor.
So he got to stay at 135 and kill himself like he says he does and makes weight and fight Lomachenko. Because everything you're saying is contradicting what Haney's doing at 140 right now. If he takes two easy fights, he's not going to get much money. They could be dangerous, easier fights, though, right? He's got to go for the biggest. Look, you've got the opportunity to take the biggest move in business, and you're not going to do that. I think most fighters would do it.
Yeah, if you're confident that you can win, I agree with you. But it really doesn't happen that often that a fighter moves up a weight class and takes on a champion. They usually build into the division, taking a fight to get acclimated to the weight, then taking on. Sometimes they'll take a fight to get acclimated, and then they'll go to the championships if they're in that position. And then sometimes they may do what Tio's doing, taking another kind of step up, before going straight to a champion.
Man, that just sounds stupid, though. I'm a fucking CEO where I am. I'm the fucking Mac Daddy where I am. I'm Devin the fucking Haney now, the ones that you guys didn't believe in me. I got the belts. If I was the Haneys, I want to stay in pole position. Now, Haneys know that they're not the most exciting fighters in the world either. We already know that the American audience are finding it hard to support the way that he fights because he don't get knockouts. He's always getting the 12-round decisions. And people are not very too impressed with Devin Haney as now they're saying Shakur Stevenson is the better fighter in America. This is what's happening today. Tank Davis is a very exciting fighter. Ryan Garcia is a very exciting fighter. The problem with Haney's got, he doesn't even bring the attraction, bruv.
He's not
So,
exciting to watch at all.
yeah, but he's not even the fucking attraction. So the problem we've got with Devin Haney across the pond is he doesn't sell tickets the way you want him to. He's not a pay-per-view seller. He's really in a position, imagine you're a CEO at 135, you're the Mac Daddy, and now you want to become one of the soldiers. You're going to go down, take 2 steps down and go to another division. It just sounds like bad business.
It does, but the O means more than anything. This is where we're at in boxing. That the undefeated means the most. The most. That's why I predicted Spence and Bud would not fight right at all, or they definitely were not going to fight next. Just the way it is. It's like what the reason Ryan and Tanker. These are the reasons these fights are held is because these guys. That's the most prized possession is the 0.
Let me tell you something, brother. If they're smart right now, they're in training camp, cutting down weight. They need to stay at 135 if they want to maximize. If they want to really make some more serious money, if they want to really try to, use their power in boxing today, if they want to be that force, they got to stay at 135. Or if they want to be a force to be reckoned with, they got to fight one of the champions. If they don't, then they need to fight Teofimo Lopez at 140 because Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney is a big fight for Devin Haney's pockets. Because let's remember this, the Haneys ain't going to fight for chump change for no one.
Right.
So if they're going to want to make millions, the non-title fight that they need to make, which is no titles on the line, is the biggest fight for them is Teofimo Lopez. I mean, that's all I can see. I don't see another good money fight for Devin Haney.
So you're saying it's only good money fights are Teo or Loma.
Well, people are saying that Haney and Comey. But Haney and Comey is, I mean, yeah, Bob Arum can probably help Haney. This Bob Arum's clever. He'll give him Comey, right? So that Haney can get his feet wet at 140 because he knows Haney's going to now give up the belts. That's all he can do. And Bob Arum's going to try and get his people to eat those belts. That's all he can do. Now, if Bob Arum gives Devin Haney, Richard Comey, I mean, that's a fight going back 3 steps. At this point, for Devin Haney fighting Richard Comey is a backward step.
Right. So okay.
No disrespect to Richard Comey, though.
WRAPSTAR. So you're Bob Arum and Haney says that you know what? I just can't make I can't do it. I have to go to 140. If you're Bob Arum, you're probably pissed, right? Because you're looking like, no, I'm gonna make my money back on you with Loma. Now you just effed up that plan. So if you're Bob, you say, okay, well, I'll give you one of my soft guys, and let you build up at 140. Or do you say, nah, F that. I'm throwing you to Ramirez or Barbosa, where it's damn near a 50-50 fight.
Yeah.
Or do you just give him straight to Teal? See, because that's what when you're saying it's like Bob is not gonna just throw him straight to Teal and then get Teal beat because he wants to build Teal up and build that to a bigger pay-per-view. So it's like, what would you have Bob Arum do? Because I mean, you're saying these things, but you got to think it from that angle. Because Bob, if you notice, he's put Haney in a real bad position because he said, well, my plan is Loma and then Shakur. He already said that. That's his plan for Haney. Is Loma and Shakur. So so a lot of the Haney fans and Shakur fans are the same fans. So now you're kind of putting Devin like he's ducking not only Loma but Shakur too, because he already put him in that position. That's what it's looking like for him. That's 2 pay-per-view matches, and that's another undefeated guy that's going to have to put his career on the line. Right?
You keep cooking. I'm gonna get a picture of Bob Arum.
Yeah, Bob Arum had said that because he's promoting the Loma fight, so he's kind of letting the cat out of the bag now by saying that, first he said, yeah, I definitely want to make Loma and Haney because he wants his money back. He didn't just put Devin Haney on the roster to have Devin be a showcase, because what people forget with the Haneys is that they were always kind of free agents. So he never wanted to sign a deal. That's kind of what they held their hat on, right? Is that they were always these kind of free agents, and they can kind of pick and choose. And that's what Paulie was saying, is that he had the advantage of being able to just go and get in and out of deals. He was never signed, but in order to get the Kambosos fight, he had to sign. But it wasn't just Kambosos. Bob Arum is a shark also. You don't think he's going to come and let these guys get the belts and leave. It's just like what you're seeing in Bud and Spence. You don't think this guy's going to let you come and take his belts? Like, that's how he controls the division. I know as fight fans, we want to see these fights, but it's also the politics. We just have to accept these things. But the biggest thing is the O. I mean, that's, if we're looking at these fights, what is so salivating? Even Usyk and Fury is the O. Somebody's O has to go. When's the last time we've seen that? That's why Bivol Ramirez is such a fantastic fight. We're talking about 2 guys that could keep going, but somebody's O has to go. And these guys are very hesitant to get rid of that O. Why would you risk the O if you're Tank or even Garcia and you could just take on? There's plenty of good fights. Ryan could take on a few 135. Pitbull Cruz, beatable fights.
Yeah, but Frank, let me tell you though, Bob Arum, the Bob father, is not gonna let it go that easy.
That's what I'm saying.
Bob father is gonna make Haney's life easy right now. let me tell everybody how this is gonna work. Let me just tell you everybody how this business works. Now Bob Arum's got the goose where he wants the goose.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody knows this. Now Bob Arum has got his golden goose, Lomachenko, ready. His right-hand man is ready. That's why he made the Ortiz and Lomachenko fight. Loma's going to look good this weekend. I'm telling you now. Loma's going to come out. And Loma's been coming out lately. And he's been showing everybody. So Bob Arum's got big confidence in Lomachenko right now, even at 34 years old. He knows if he sends Loma for the attack, he's going to beat that guy, Haney. Let me tell you something, bro. Bob Arum's not stupid. He feels that Loma is going to beat that boy, Haney, and take those belts for him. He just does. He's confident in his boy, Lomachenko. Now, Lomachenko wants this shit now. Loma's fucking hyped. What has Lomachenko been doing, bruv? He's been coming to the airport, and the first thing you ever see him, I want undisputed. Anywhere he goes, I want undisputed. He don't want to talk to you about nothing else, right? They've set the game up. The game's there in play. It's ready. The game's in play. We've got everything ready. Bob Arum's got the golden goose. Now he's got Haney. Now what he's got to do, Frank, he's got to make Haney a deal that he can't refuse. He's going to give Devin Haney a deal that the Haneys just can't refuse. The Haneys will go get Clem Bruterol. They'll get everything to cut weight for this fight. If Bob Arum can give Devin Haney the deal to stay at 135, Frank, he might get the fight for his boy, Lomachenko.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I just can't see it. For every reason that we said, You can't lose with this guy. It's over. It's over. I'm sorry. It just is. You built your because think about. I mean, this is why. Look, you built your name on this guy. If you leave him and duck him, okay, people will forget, right? Because that's what you're thinking. In the long run, what are people going to remember? They remember you're undisputed. You know, because think about Bud's run. Who do you really remember Bud's undisputed run? Does anybody really care? What do they always say? Oh, he was undisputed. Do you, WRAPSTAR? Right, but only at this time. Imagine if Lomachenko
Let
was
me tell
not
you,
in the
this is
picture.
crazy, bro. But we were talking about our boy Paulie earlier. I remember Paulie Malignaggi's fights with Miguel Cotto, and when Paulie became a champion more than Terence Crawford becoming an undisputed. I'm
Yeah,
just
because it was
keeping
a
it
great.
real.
No, and you're right, and that's why the Bud experience doesn't. We don't feel we got everything. You know, that's why people are so desperate for this fight because even Bud fans can't solidify him. You can try to, but you can't. You can say Adongo, you can say Postal, but what does that do for you?
Bud Crawford right now has confused the fuck out of me by not fighting Errol Spence for no matter what it took.
Bro, I just said it's because of the just look at 135 right now. All the top guys, right? What do they all have in common? That's why they're not fighting because that's what they're building themselves on. Think about what happens to the loser of Tank and Garcia. They're done. It's over. You built your career on this invincibility, on this kind of fakeness. That's what you're saying, right? These fraud. Because you'll be a fraud, right? Isn't that what you were going in on?
Yeah.
You will be exposed. Where are you gonna go?
Yeah.
But think about Tank Garcia, right? If Tank loses, it's over,
And that's
WRAPSTAR.
why I say Paulie Malignaggi is on point here. Because Paulie Malignaggi basically, he don't call people out like that, bro. Paulie Malignaggi is on point. And that's why he came to the WRAPSTAR channel to take that clip from me. Because what he said is that Devin Haney and Bill Haney are major frauds in
Isn't
boxing.
yeah, that's the worst thing you can be called, right? In
Yeah, but
anything in
Paulie
life.
Malignaggi now is calling them the major frauds.
I don't know what's more major than a fraud. Once you're a fraud, it's either you're a fraud or you've been
Oh,
exposed,
shit.
right? Devin Haney, 29-0. Tank Davis, 27-0. Garcia, 23-0. Zepeda, 26-0. Martin, 16-0. Rivera, 24-0. Why does Lomachenko get shit? Because he lost. That's why they give him shit. But he was fighting top comp, you know. But he fought a few years before this new era and this Mayweather syndrome about the O, protecting the O, because that guy's career's built on the O. Where would Floyd Mayweather be without the zero?
It's true.
Right, Manny Pac. But boxing fans, that's why I come on these channels because I'm
Floyd
a
became
fan.
a god because of the zero.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. What would he be now without the zero? He'd be
You know,
another good
you know what?
fighter that
You know
we
what the
paid to
problem
watch.
was? I think people paid a lot of money to see Floyd lose. So when
Hmm.
Floyd never lost his zero, he kept getting paid big money. He was using that against the fucking boxing media and the fans. They were smart in the marketing as well. It was a very smart strategic move with Floyd. He was showing his flamboyancy. He was just nobody can beat me, and people didn't like him. At one time, people didn't like Floyd. They want to see him lose too. So people want to see an unbeaten fighter because an unbeaten fighter brings that O to the record and that sells pay-per-views. You can sell the
There you
fighter.
go.
He's
Yeah.
unbeaten. He's an unbeaten fighter. It means a lot because Floyd showed that people that it meant a lot. But not everybody's like Floyd. That's the
Well,
difference.
yeah, but also it's the TV and the fans too. You take a loss, you have to kind of start over. I'm looking at 140, Josh Taylor, 19-0. Who else? Barbosa Jr. Like, yeah, I think he's okay, but his zero is what's keeping him in these talks. 27-0. Gary Russell, 16-0. The Puello guy who just won, 21-0.
Yeah. But now we got another big news that's just happened today. I don't know if you guys heard about it. It's some breaking news out here. Adrian Broner's joining Terence Crawford in the app.
Oh
Hey,
man, that
listen,
was
Adrian Broner's joining Terence Crawford in the app. Adrian Broner said, you know what he said? Fuck the PBC, basically. And he goes, nah, it's my new homeboy. I'm with my stable mate. He goes, my stable friend is Terence Crawford.
Then he called himself the what was that group in the hip hop group Suge Knight, the new Death Row.
Yeah.
Come
Isn't
on,
that
man.
crazy? Isn't that crazy, bro?
No, that's fraud. Come on, like
Hey, look.
you're being defrauded. I'm sorry.
No, but look. This is what this is what Larry says. Larry says PBC is a sinking ship. That's why Broner and Bud is joining Black Prime. Preach it, Rapstar. Look, I was already going there, bruv. That's why I'm glad I just saw the chat. Anyway, big shout out to Con, big shout out to General, big shout out to Larry Liston, and a big shout out to Harvest Bickle. Look, my thing is this, bruv. Adrian Broner is a good marketing tool. He's a much better marketing tool. If I had the app, I would rather use Adrian Broner than Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford's personality is dry as fuck.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Let me tell you, if I had the app and it's called Black Prime, I know it's going down the ship if I'm using Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford ain't going to sell my fucking app, mate. But Adrian Broner, yeah, I could sell some people on the app. Because with Adrian Broner's got a mouth, he knows how to fucking make people just get interested. Adrian Broner still is a little bit of a marketing tool.
He's got a name. He has a name.
So
it's not for good reasons. Not for good reasons.
But you can still sell him.
There you go. That's what matters. Hey, more boxing, the better. I mean, I know people are trashing this, but the more boxing, the better to me. In whatever form it comes, I don't care. Do you care, Rapstar?
What's that?
The more boxing, the better. Or are you like, no, they should never have done this deal? And
no. The more boxing, the better. The more boxing, the better. I don't care if it's Black Prime or fucking orange fucking Rainbow Prime or whoever the fuck you are. If you're gonna show the fights, show the fights. Now they're getting Terence Crawford and now they got Adrian Broner. So this new app is now the next platform, like a Triller, that's coming now to promote boxing. What do you think about it? You happy with it?
Like I said,
you're gonna watch it? You're gonna pay your $40? Okay,
I'm gonna sound like I'm speaking with a forked tongue, but you have to be as wise as what's the saying? Wise as a serpent, sharp as gentle as a dove, wise as a serpent, right, Radstar? The more boxing, the better, right? Would you agree?
No, I do agree with that. More boxing, the better.
Right? Why would I? Great, more people. Let's get 10 more hustlers to jump into boxing, get more fights. Yeah. But I'm not buying it.
You're not?
No, it's a fraud. To me, it's frauding the customer because I believe in consumer rights. If you're a consumer, you want to buy. We've invested in Bud and Spence. I bought Spence fights. You bought Spence fights. Did you buy the Bud fights?
I mean, I've watched all Bud, most of every.
Okay, so you're invested, right? We're the consumer.
Yeah, I've invested.
We're invested.
I've invested in Terence Crawford because at the end of the day, I don't care if people think he's boring. I still got to watch his. No, not boring. He's not boring. Terence Crawford's fucking good. It's just that some of the fighters that he's fought are not up to the level that we want to watch. That's all it is.
Yeah, but I'm just giving my explanation of my reasoning behind. I'm happy. More boxing, the better. I'm not gonna shit on it. Good for them. But if you ask me to buy it, I'm gonna say F you because I feel as a consumer that I've invested and then it's like me paying my I like I lease, but people buy a car, right? You make your monthly payments and at the end of the payments you bought the car and they bring you a piece of shit car. They're like, no, this is not what I paid for. Say, well, we don't want to service the car no more. Here's what we're gonna give you. You understand what I'm saying? I would feel defrauded. I feel like you kind of hustled me.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about this fight. It's like a hustle to just get more money because we're anticipating the Bud Spence fight. Like, okay, well, you know what? I believe Bud. He's gonna give it to me. So I'm gonna buy this fight to support him because that's what I hear people saying.
Okay, are you a member of DAZN?
Yes, I pay for all boxing.
So DAZN was one of the first models of the app that really took the attraction of people when it went into the app mode. When boxing became an app, DAZN brought their platform to the table, right? Now, at first, people wasn't with DAZN, but then slowly, DAZN started bringing something to the table. This could be the same thing. It could be that Black Prime could be a new hedge fund where they found a way to source the money and they can get fighters on their app, right? Whether it's they want to support the Black Prime, whatever it is, at
Mm-hmm.
least boxing is getting more fights and it could grow. Now, look, we remember
That
this.
part.
If Terence Crawford fights, there's going to be an undercard. If Adrian Broner fights now, there's going to be an undercard. So all these boxers are getting an opportunity. Can this be the next small version of DAZN coming now?
Are you asking me if I think that?
Because look, that's how DAZN came to the table, didn't they?
No, I think it was a little bit bigger. I think it was a little
I
more
mean, of course,
credible.
DAZN was way bigger platform, right?
Yeah.
But what we're saying is it's an app. Now you got Adrian Broner on there. You got Terence Crawford on there. Next, you're gonna get Keyshawn Davis on there, right? Which is a young fighter coming up. Next, you might find, I mean, let's see who else is maybe gonna come onto this app. Let's say they get 6 fighters on this app, right?
Yeah.
Now you got names on this app. Slowly, there could be something going on. There could be something happening that they're trying to build into the future of boxing. And they're going to try and see if they can give opportunities more to the black fighters in America to fight on the app. I don't see nothing wrong with that. It's giving us boxing.
You said it. The more boxing, the better. It's just
Yeah.
the cynical boxing fan of me has seen many promotions come and go. 50 Cent, Jay-Z, Triller. I had hopes for Triller because they seemed bigger. They didn't just see. They were trying to do more things. I think they're still around, right? They're still around.
Look,
It's
if they
just
pay Adrian Broner and they pay Terence Crawford, many other fighters are going to say, fuck this shit, bro. I'm sinking ship, man. I'm leaving this ship. This ship's sinking. I'm going to Black Prime. Look, they Black Prime might get British fighters from England because now you might see British fighter come up there, a black British fighter, and he might get opportunity to fight for good money on Black Prime. Now, my thing is this: the only reason they're going to be investing into boxing is they've got some big backing behind their back that they know that if they put money into it, they might build some subscribers.
right. But Rapstar, I just wanted to pause you there because I see where you're going with it and I see what you're saying. But here's what my counter and kind of okay, that's cool if Bud fights David and they want to build this platform. But if we keep getting these David amnesians, you're gonna start to see the writing on the wall. So it's like
Yeah.
I'm gonna be okay, but if you don't give me that fight that I want, then it's F you too. And that's my fear in these type of things. It's like, oh, so you want to exploit us even further, kind of milk us more, because that's what it'll look like. Bob Arum used to do the Latin Fury cards. I don't know if you remember that. And then when Manny was popping, he would do Pinoy Power. Remember those cards?
Yeah, go on.
That's okay because we got the big fights. Morales, Barrera. I mean, it was a nonstop. It was 5 years of just round table of great fights. So I didn't mind Latin Fiesta or whatever it was or Pinoy Power. Okay, that was fine. But that's what I don't want to see this Black Prime be is that we're gonna get a run of David Benavisions and because we're paying for Bud. We don't pay for Bud, we're paying for Bud and Spence. That's what we're ultimately paying for. So you're gonna milk us even further, exploit us even further.
Yeah, Tip Bayless, what do you think, brother?
Yeah, man, this Black Prime thing, it's an interesting thing. Because to me, it's looking like the new Rock Nation. You remember when Rock Nation had all those fighters? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. No, I couldn't tell. Yeah, remember when they had Dusty Hernandez and everybody? Who else? They had a couple guys, and it didn't last long. I don't want to say it won't last long, but I don't know if you're looking to push just Bud and Broner themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like as your front runners to like help this company go forward. I don't know, man. Personally, I don't know.
But I do think Broner's a good choice. Bud's just a very dry personality. Fighting David Avanesian ain't
Because you're
nobody
not paying for
interested in that.
Bud Avanesian, are you? Like, be real.
No, yeah, that's tough. That's tough to sell.
But
My
But you're
thing is
doing it
for
to support
Broner.
him. Your
Yeah, but for
rationalization
Broner,
is, I want to
we
support
got to
him so
remember
we get the big fights.
For Broner though, it's different because if they match Broner up with somebody, then I think people will pay for Broner. Look, good. Look,
that's
I
the
say
thing.
good
What
luck to
star
Broner. I
can
say good luck to Broner because Broner's been going up and down in his life anyway. He already had some mental illness. He got problems in his life. He getting cashing out with Black Prime. Now, who they're gonna match Broner up with is important because
I don't
otherwise
think
it's gonna
there's
be
another
tough to
star.
sell, huh?
Is there another star? Well, Broner's supposed to be coming back at 140, right? Not 147, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, let's go to no one else, yeah? But let's keep it live, yeah? Because we can't be sleeping out here, bro. I'm the one in early hours in the morning. We got the man to liven us up. The man himself. Punch Drunk Boxing. What's happening, brother?
What's good, brother?
Yeah, you
And
good?
everybody on the panel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's happening?
Chilling, brother, man. I was saying what you were saying earlier and stuff like that, and this conversation about Black Prime. I mean, BLK Prime.
What do you think about Black Prime for Adrian Broner's joined Terence Crawford in this mix?
I love it.
Talk to me.
It's just another avenue in boxing for fighters to get an opportunity to showcase their talent
Mainly,
and make
is it
money.
mainly, can I ask, because, it's across the pond, I'm reading that it's a multicultural, but mainly, is it supporting black fighters or is it every fighter? We don't know yet. We don't know what
Nah,
it
every
is.
fighter, every
Every
fighter.
fighter, right? Because
Yeah.
they're going to have undercards. They're going to support undercards. So Black Prime is not just about black fighters. Look, they're letting David Avanesian fight on there. It's
Look,
about,
there's so many,
it's about boxing. It's about boxing then.
there's so many independent boxing companies that have their fights on their stream or their own stream service on their internet. Um, so this is not nothing. This, I mean, there's way more boxing outlets or independent boxing companies that push shows. But people just don't know because they don't got a big name. So we know that, but Crawford. So they investing. Just like every entity that comes to the sport of boxing, they gotta spend a lot of money. So they just spending their money with Broner, spend their money with Bud Crawford, and see what's gonna happen right after that.
Okay, so you're all for it. But when I'm reading it and people are telling me, your rap, especially on your side of the pond, this is a black owned company which does more for like their own people, which is good for them though. I respect that. That if they're gonna support black fighters and it's subjected to really support the black A side fighters, then there's nothing wrong with that because they're
It,
still supporting boxing.
it's like look at
But they're still supporting boxing though, isn't it?
yeah, of course. Look at that. Let's say look at Daniel Canahan, right? MTK. A lot of people talk about Daniel Canahan and, oh, MTK is over, but nobody really talks about all those fighters that was with MTK. What happens to them? What happens to their home? What happened to their money? What happened to their opportunity? Now they got to find some new home. They all scrambled up. Got to find new managers. Got to find new promotional company that or a network. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, uh, BLK is just is good for boxing. It's a new avenue for these fighters to take their talent, to make some money, get some new money. It is what it is, man. I
So
think I think if you're a boxing fan, I think
yeah.
I don't know. I'm just a boxing fan and
So
that,
your
that cares
friend,
about the fighters.
so one of your guys that you've met a few times in boxing that you speak good about him is Blue Bloods. Blue Bloods is partly, somebody said on my channel, Blue Bloods has got something to do with this Black Bribe signing for Adrian Broner, or he's done some introduction or something. You heard anything about that?
Yeah. I mean, he's involved. I'm not sure from from the extent that he's involved, but I think he's put his money in this investment and stuff like that. And that's what happens when, but you get support. You know what I'm saying? You get support by your own. And that's why I actually jumped in. And I was gonna ask the people, you going in, and we usually go in to say the facts, right? But sometimes the facts are not supported. Sometimes the facts will get you blackballed. So, for the people that's tuning in now in the comment, if you really respect what WRAPSTAR is doing, smash the like, subscribe to the channel, and when you go to all those videos that say Paulie Malignaggi's videos, you insert those comments and say, go to WRAPSTAR. Go to WRAPSTAR. You want some information? Go to WRAPSTAR.
But it took
what I was doing?
that's where
I
you've
was
got to
seeing,
respect Paulie Punch.
I was seeing the comments, and the thing is, people know in this community how we roast the shit, how we expose it, and same people ain't saying it. Look, at the end of the day, man, show fucking respect, man. Show fucking respect. It's not hard to be like, hey, yo, go to Rap, he got it all. Or go to this person, he got it all. But at the end of the day, man, you want to chat, man, subscribe to the channel, share the fucking live, share what this man is doing. Because you know what he's doing? He's also exposing shit that could lock him up, that could lock doors up. You know what I'm saying?
It's already locked most of our doors up by being the truth. But the truth don't help you. But one thing I'll give it to Paulie Malignaggi. If anybody put my channel up, it was Paulie Malignaggi as well. So big shout out to him. He did go on Twitter and put my channel up. He did. He put my name. He put my name on the channel. I didn't put that name there. He did. So respect to Paulie for doing that. I just wish Paulie would have said, you know how I am, WRAPSTAR likes to be vocal. I just wish Paulie said, yo, that's another brother, go watch his channel, WRAPSTAR. He didn't do that, but he put my name there,
That's that. No, that's good. But also, man, it gotta be more support. Gotta be more
but
support. The
I just
support
said
can't
this,
come in
Punch.
cheap.
Yeah, I just said this. I wanted to straighten a few things up because Paulie didn't know all the facts about this particular case. And I also know that there's so many receipts that you got and everybody's got. And I mean, not everybody, I got, you've got. And, it's not like you're here to expose any boxing or anything. But, those receipts you've put up there already on your channel, it's been a while now. It's been over a year. But this thing going back with Paulie and the Haneys, it's just my name got pulled into it. So I wanted to clean it up and say really what happened,
Yeah, man. Nah, and that's what I'm saying. That people just should support it. The support has to be. It can't come in cheap. You know what I'm saying? Because you could also, it's like my experience, and I'm just telling you this as a fellow brother. You know what I'm saying? When I expose people, that shit backfires because the support ain't strong. So you have we could have relations behind the scenes. You can have relations with your family, Mauricio Sudomon, but let's say you say something that that could ruffle the feathers of Mauricio Suleiman, but can you break bread with Mauricio Suleiman? Mauricio Suleiman does business all around the world.
Yeah.
He could open up doors outside of boxing. So that's what I'm saying for the people that's listening on. You gotta fucking respect when we being too real, because at the end of the day, when the close is shut, y'all fucking respect and y'all support better be there to hold us up. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I need to say for the people that listening on. Your fucking support can't be cheap, because the information that WRAPSTAR saying ain't fucking cheap. Ain't cheap at all.
People got to recognize we're the only small amount of people, and I'm going to speak for a small amount, that even Paulie Malignaggi's been cancelled, and that's why he can speak like Punch and WRAPSTAR. And that's why I respect the guy, because I know that he's keeping it real as he can and the realest he can, because he's a man in boxing and his doors will be closed as well just by keeping it real. But he's keeping it real, and because he knows at the end of the day he ain't with that shit now.
See, look at your boy John McSmith. He said he ain't gotta do. He said he ain't gotta do nothing. He don't gotta support you. You feel me? That's what he's trying to say. He ain't gotta do nothing. So you give him information on. There's gonna be people out there that they're not gonna give a fuck. It's just entertaining to them. But you don't have to close your door like that. Don't close your door for motherfuckers like these people out here. This shit is easy. That's just my opinion, Rap. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's how I found you guys. I was actually just this situation. I was researching, I was trying to look online and find videos, and Punch, you're the only one that I found that really was thorough on this. And then that's how I found WRAPSTAR. This is this exact situation.
Yeah, but I want to say this. Somebody sent me an email with the comments. And I want to give a big shout out to this guy, my brethren, Some Rando. Some Rando gave me a big shout out on Paulie Malignaggi's channel. So big shout out to you. And another brother called, what's his name? Joni Diaz? Yeah, Joni Diaz gave me a shout and he said, you need to go see Punch because he got serious receipts. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'll just say it as it is. You know, people got to recognize we might just be some little channels in YouTube. But the things that go behind the scenes and the relationships and the years and the kind of relationships we've built behind the scenes and the information we get, it's not just to share with you. We only share it with you because at the end of the day, we're loyal to our fucking subscribers. We're loyal to the channel, but the channel's not loyal to us. Look, you guys don't support me in a way where I can go get you more guests. Paulie Malignaggi supports me, but you ain't supporting me. WBC fucking boxing, Mauricio Suleiman supports me, but you don't want to support me to that level where I can get you another big guest. It's very simple. The realest channels is where we're going to get the realest interviews. We're going to get the realest interviews. It's just straight black and white over here. We're not going to beat you around the bush. We're going to let you ask the question you want. When the WBC champion, Nonito Donaire, Teofimo Lopez, even the Haneys, when all these people came out here, you guys get to ask a question what you want with these guests, not us, you. We acknowledge your questions. We ask what you tell us to ask these people, and I'll let you do that. So you got to support to that level if you want those kind of people. Otherwise, it's not worth me reaching out to no one. To be fair with you, go on, Punch.
Nah, that's it, brother. Just letting you know. I'm reading your comments right now. They said lame begging for support. That's what I mean. Don't do it. Look, let me tell you something about brother WRAPSTAR. My brother
Listen, bro,
WRAPSTAR.
I don't. You know my personality. I don't need
No,
support
but
from
I'm no,
nobody.
but
You already know who I am. I don't
just
give
like
a fuck about that.
Just like we spitting truth. No.
Yeah.
This is the truth, rap. This is the truth. And I'm gonna spit the facts because we're gonna spit the facts. We could spit the facts of Haney, spit the facts of Tio, speak the fact, but let's speak the facts of WRAPSTAR, right? So WRAPSTAR, he will sponsor fights, independent fights out there in the UK, right? Now, when he comes to his channel, right, but keeps it real, he could close doors. But what hold those doors open is the support. That even if he keeps it real, he can't be denied. Now, how about if you about to want to do a show, but you need some support, somebody to sponsor, and it's your boy Mauricio Suleiman. But Mauricio Suleiman says, Rap, I heard what you said on the other channel the other day. I don't want to do business with you. Okay, then that trickles down. There's no show. You can't put money in fighters' pockets. And then what happens? Your door is closed because you want to keep it real and say the facts. But then you got motherfuckers in the chat that don't give a fuck. So all I'm saying is pick and choose when to go at it. Pick and choose. Because just like I learned, don't close your doors just for people that's not going to appreciate the truth. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm too clever for that game. Look, I got all the relationships behind the scenes. We do a lot of boxing behind the scenes. I can't bring it to the table all the time because these motherfuckers don't know how to bring it to that level. So look, at the end of the day, it's the same way thing, bro. I don't need to do it. I don't need to do this. I don't need to make 3-4 month relationships and get people on the channel. I can just do that for myself in boxing. I don't need to do it for the channel. Because the channel don't appreciate it like that, bro. Look, the channel's not like that. This channel ain't made for us to bring all the fighters here and all the fighters want to come over here. We don't want to do that because these guys don't want that. they want to. They don't. This is not that kind of boxing. This is YouTube boxing. You get me, bro?
Yes, sir.
And YouTube boxing ain't the boxing that we're talking behind the scenes sometimes.
Yeah, motherfuckers don't get it. Anyway, man. But yo, BLK, I like it, bro.
You
I
like
like it,
that?
brother. Yeah, man. Anything that's gonna put some money into the back into the fighters' pockets.
Mm.
Anything.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this though. This Black Prime thing, is it something now they got Broner? I mean, is it something that they're looking for a long-term investment? Because why they investing in fighters? Because you know and I know the Crawford Avenesian fight is an investment for them, and Broner now. At some point, they're losing money to make money like the Zone have to.
Just like every other business.
Yeah,
Just like
so
any other business you start.
they're looking at a startup for a longer-term business, right? So it doesn't look like it's a one-time deal. This Black Prime looks like it's coming into boxing. Do you agree?
Yeah. But I don't know. You know, in boxing, you don't know if it lab. Remember, this is a gangster's playground. You know, you're a new entity. There's gonna be people that's gonna try to take you out. Just like with Golden Boy, they try to take him out. Just like Rock Nation, they'll try to take Jay-Z out. Just like 50 Cent, they'll try to take him out. So to make it in boxing, it's hard. You're gonna go through people trying to sue you. Look at what PBC, Golden Boy and Top Rank try to sue Al Heyman. So in this business, you're gonna have to weather the storm. And what happens is that there's new entities that come to the sport of boxing, and then they make their mark. They try to make their mark. They spend a lot of money, and then all these other power entities are trying to go against you. They do things business wide, dirty business tricks to for you not to succeed. Look at Eddie Hearn. Look what Golden Boy and Top Rank and PBC will do to Eddie Hearn, so he won't make it out here in America. So is you got to have a lot of money being pumped in so you could weather the storm. Could they weather the storm? Did Triller weather the storm? Did Rock Nation weather the storm? Did MTK weather the storm? So it's gonna be hard, but in the end of the day, you're gonna put some money in these fighters' pockets, gonna give them an avenue and an opportunity to showcase their talent and feed their families.
Nah,
That's how I see it.
I'm gonna say this: a man who's done different businesses, I don't agree with that. You got to lose money to make money. The only people who want to lose money to make money are long-term investors. These are investors who are wanting to deal with a background and a foundation for boxing, so they can bring it to you in a more serious term. It's not a one-time deal. They're looking to see if they can be part of boxing and slowly be one of the players in boxing. So when you're ready to lose money, you're looking at longer term investments. Now, when I've done businesses, I'm not looking to lose money with short-term business. I'm not. I know that I want to make my money. So I'm putting money in to make money. I'm using strategic moves now. I'm using my brain to see where my money needs to go and how do I make the profit out of that money. Now, am I waiting a long term for it? That's a long-term investment.
In
Now,
boxing,
when I buy property, if I buy property, Punch, I know that's a 10-year investment, bruv, some properties. Do you get me? It's not, I'm looking at it today. I know today I bought for 300,000. I know that property could be worth 500,000 or 600 grand in maybe 8-9 years. That's an investment. I'm taking a calculated risk.
Most of the time, boxing is a long-time investment. Just to build a fighter is a 4 or 5 year of investment. Just to build one fighter is 4 or 5 years of investment. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of money pumped into one fighter.
Right.
So same thing with a company. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, let's say like a Triller, I think they put in a lot of money and they pay the guys like the Pauls and the Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones. You know, sometimes they try to get that quick, but let's not forget Triller just wasn't making boxing money. They came with the entertainment and money and boxing. So if the boxing and if the boxing didn't work out, they had that money that probably they could gain from that you know, the artist or the entertainment. Remember, they was gonna put T.O. versus Cambosa, but then they'll have
like a concert. He said
Yeah, they had
J-Lo,
the
right?
concert. Exactly.
With Jennifer Lopez.
In
I mean, the
Miami,
last
right?
one, the
That's
one
where
in
it
the
was supposed to
Barclays
be.
Center, in the one in the Barclays Center, it was going to be the reggae artist, cat what's his name? Because I went to it, and the next day it was KRS-One versus Big Daddy Kane. You know what I'm saying? So it was going to be, it was a boxing event. It just wasn't teal, but it was a boxing event concert. So,
Yeah, well, they did Tyson Jones first, right? That's how they kind of blew up.
yeah,
And it was crazy. Snoop Dogg smoking and Oscar being all bugged out. It was pretty
exactly.
entertaining.
Yeah, man. Look at Davies Entertainment out there in San Antonio. They got an arena, a small arena out there. They have boxing events out there. That's how they signed what's his name that used to be with Mayweather, the cruiserweight. What's his name? That's Flo Mayweather Senior trains him as well.
Bodu Jack?
No. Tahiti, something like that.
No.
Tabiti, something like that.
Tabiti.
Yeah, he signed with Davies Entertainment after TBE, and they signed Kid Austin as well. You know what I'm saying? There is a lot of entertainment out there. There's a lot of independent boxing out there that people just gotta really search. You know what I'm saying? You got Bankhead out there in Atlanta. They got a big boxing show out there. That Devin Haney got fighters. Javonte Tan Davis got his promotional and got his fighters fighting in these independent shows, these independent companies.
But we have people like that in England. They do small shows as well. Good, like Steve Goodwin Promotions and all them.
Yeah. So I'm saying this BLK Prime is just another one. You know, it's just that we was paying attention to Bud Crawford and Earl Spence fight being made, and then he's a free agent. He's going with look at Pro Bellum. Pro Bellum is new.
But I think with WRAPSTAR, what he was talking about, Punch, was, are they going to be a player? Are they a player? You know, a major player?
Well, it depends how much money they can invest and lose to get there.
Because, well, what I was going to say, and I was just asking Punch, is if they, you know, don't you think if they're a player, a real player, then they would have, you know, young blue chip talent? Or are they just going to be doing fight by fight basis?
I'll tell you this. If Bud Crawford signed with BLK, it also put pressure on Earl Spence. Because how about if Bud Crawford says, okay, I did this fight with Dave Avanesian. This is how much money they willing to spend. Earl Spence going to have to make a move. Either, you know what? You know, Al, let me, I want to go over there and make this money. Look what Adrian Broner got away from Al to make some money. Spence could do the same thing. Because at the end of the day, Spence is not signed to PBC. Spence is not signed, does not have a network deal with Showtime or Fox. Spence he's managed and advised by Al Heyman. Boots Ennis is signed to a network deal. Brandon Lee signed to a network deal. Earl Spence is not signed to no network deal. He could actually do that. He could move.
So what are you saying that Bud is what am I saying this? There's going to be a loser and winner in the end. Like Bud, when we look back at it, one of these guys is going to look like the big winner and one guy's going to look like the big loser. Like Oscar and Tito, you know, even though Oscar lost, Oscar went on to have the bigger career and Tito kind of, you know, went away.
I mean, I don't know. You threw me off with that one because I was talking about.
Well, people are arguing so much about this, and they're hating. One side wants to hate Spence, and one side wants to hate Bud, and one side wants to hate. You know, you understand. You're a smart dude. So, is this a move? Is this like kind of a power move? Like he's trying to win the what do you call it? The publicity game.
I don't think so. I just think that there's another opportunity, a new pipeline to make some. And somebody was throwing some good money at that, so I got this Earl Spence on fight in my pocket, right? So let me get this money right here. Let me get whatever they offering, probably $7 million. He feel like it's an easy fight. Let me get this fight, and then in February and March I get the Earl Spence, so I get a 2-for-1. It's a business. At the end of the day, it's a business. It's a business move.
Yeah, so Buttle
Ain't
have won
nobody
then, right?
look. Ain't no fighter fighting for no fan. That's the truth. Ain't no fighters and ain't no promotional company putting up fights for the fans. That's all smoke and mirror. That's all a lie. Anything the fans are asking for, the fighter, the promotional company is not gonna put the fight because the fans want it at the time that they want it. Nah, they don't
Yeah,
move like
but
that.
what such a huge opportunity, right, for Terence Crawford after all the years of him being in boxing and being at 36, 35, 36 years old, coming closer to 40 in a couple of years than fucking 30, innit? This is the man who could have had the legacy fight, and I don't know what's going on here. And then these fights have been made, and with Black Prime came into the position. That means Terence Crawford been using his business head from day one. And when he told everybody that I don't want no tune-ups, I want Errol Spence, he been doing a lot of fucking Errol Spence's name to use leverage against other companies and other foundations. Once he moved from Arum, he using Errol Spence's fucking business deal to find other fights. Now, am I saying that's clever? Yes, that's clever. I'm not denying that
Right.
Terence Crawford ain't smart. I'm not denying that Terence Crawford proved to the boxing world that he had many other options. I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing that could have changed Crawford's life is just gone to shit. So for me, I would have liked to see Crawford get his fight with Errol Spence punch, regardless if he had to take a little bit here and a little bit there, because then he could have shut the fucking whole boxing world to keep calling him the weakest resume, never fought nobody serious, always downplaying Crawford. I wanted that to end. Does that make sense? Because
Yeah,
win
but
or lose, that would have ended.
yeah, but you're still talking about what the fans gonna say, and they're not making
But
moves
Yeah.
for the fans.
for his legacy, bro.
He already a
He just said he's not worried about
He's
that.
already a 3 division world champion, undisputed. He's going to the Hall of Fame, whether
Okay,
people like it or not. Whether
but
people like it or
go on.
not,
Yeah.
with or without Earl Spence, but Crawford's going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I just say that this was an opportunity for him to say, what did he say himself? What did Terence Crawford say? Do you want me to play it in the Sean Porter podcast?
Oh, go ahead.
Or that he
I
needs the
mean,
Earl
this
Spence
I
fight?
just saw it last night again, the podcast.
I'm saying
He said this though, punch. He said this. This is the fight I want because this will certify me and I can prove to myself and the fans that I'm that guy. He said this is the fight that will do. He said it, not me. Terence Crawford said that out of his own mouth.
Hey, is it all in boxing? You could say whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that as a fan. I'm just saying that in the end of the day, is whatever. Boxers gonna say whatever. You know what I'm saying?
It's like he said that, but he said the
So
Kennedy
is
fight
this
is a
Bud's
bigger
de
fight.
facto promoter, or he's his own promoter?
I don't know. We got to see who's going
Because
to be the
you,
promotional company that's gonna help be okay.
I
You
was
know,
trying to think back, and I was like, how did Oscar? I mean, because he left Bob Arum, and then next thing we know, he was putting on his own pay-per-view. He shot straight to the top. He didn't have to do this kind of side wiggle, if you know what I mean.
because he put his own money, and then of course there was shares of people putting their money.
Yeah,
Richard
it,
Schaefer, Shane Mosley, Bernard
oh,
Hopkins.
okay.
Those
Behind
people.
Golden Boy.
No,
So let
what
me
was the
ask you
outlet
this.
he was on? He was on a pay-per-view when he did Mosley. That was his first pay-per-view, and that was on. It wasn't what we know pay-per-view. What was it? What was the name of it? Punch. It was some kind of. Remember, because King did set pay-per-view. You remember that? The SCT. Who remember? It was an HBO pay-per-view like we used to know. Like Oscar had went. It was major pay-per-view though. It wasn't some kind of rinky-dink direct TV pay-per-view.
All right, let me just say this. I want to give a shout out to Joker, Mark Nash in the motherfucking building, Con, Chavo TV. Yo, this is what I'm saying now, yeah? Some people have come on my channel. Some people in boxing have said this. Is Al Heyman partly to blame why the fight with Crawford fell apart a little bit? Because we've seen Al Heyman always cement deals. He always finds ways to cement them. What did Al Heyman do that put Crawford off? Did Al Heyman do something that made Crawford feel, nah, man, I don't want to take this deal? I'm gonna go take this fucking David Evanesian on Black Prime. Did Al Heyman do something wrong? I don't know, man. I'm hearing it.
You
Was
know
it
What
the
do
what?
you guys
I,
think?
I keep hearing that like that Al Heyman do something wrong.
Did
That
Al
Al
Heyman do
Heyman
something wrong here?
did he fail Earl Spence and not getting him the Crawford fight, right? I mean, me personally, I would say no. I think Al Heyman did everything he was supposed to do. I mean, they even said on Spencer's side that it was already done. So you're just waiting on Bud at that point, and we seen what he did. He went and took the Avanesian fight.
Oh, it was TVKO. That's what used to be the pay-per-view platform. And I think Lewis Tyson was TVKO. So that was before HBO pay-per-view. He was able to just go into that platform.
I think that was just a new opportunity for Bud. That's how I see it. I don't
Yeah,
think
but
that.
we've always heard that Al Heyman is the man. Al Heyman can seal any deal for his fighter. If you're his fighter, bro, you name your child after him. Leo Santa Cruz named his son Al Heyman. And then you got people out there that always please Al Heyman, bro. And let me tell you, every fighter, whether it's Errol, whether it was Floyd, whether it was fucking Keith, whether it was Danny Garcia, anyone, before they even remember fucking the Lord or God or Jesus, yo, man, I want to give a shout out to my Al Heyman. So how can Al Heyman not give this fight for Errol Spence, bro? Now people are saying, what, man? Al Heyman fucked up some business here, bro. He must have downplayed something with Terence Crawford.
No,
Did
he could
Al
fuck up.
Heyman? Did Al Heyman out? Did he? Did he do any cheap moves to Crawford? Did he not give him the transparency to the boxing expenses? What happened?
I don't think that's his track record to not
But
give transfer. I don't think that's his track
so do you
record.
think that Mike Coppinger made that up?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Because they don't
Well,
like Al
it's either
Heyman.
no, not make it up. It's either you may have a biased source. You may have a source, but it may be coming from one sided. Like you may have a source that it may be from Earl Spence side and you report it, or from the other side and you report it. So maybe that transparency came from a source from Bud's side, in my opinion. But for me, even that to me, kindergarten, that was kindergarten shit. That there was no guarantee. That's kindergarten. There is no such thing as no guarantee because you got to go through the commission and four belt federation that's within this fight. So that was bullshit. That was BS.
So what about this? Like people keep saying this nowadays. The deal breaker, like Stephen 4722. This is what the world of like half. This is what they say. The deal breaker was not letting Bud see the books, and how would he know what he's getting as his percentage right to the end if you don't let him see the transparency. Now this came from Mike Coppinger to Max Kellerman. It was round the world. Why would they say these kind of things if they didn't think they saw something to say it? They could get sued, couldn't they? Couldn't they get sued if they were coming out with this shit?
I mean, not in boxing, you could say whatever in boxing. Sometimes you get sued, sometimes you don't get sued. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
I've heard
saying?
everything. I heard that. I heard he was offered 22 million. He was offered 15 million. He was offered 8 million, and that was the lowest amount. Was that he did have a guarantee on the table, and
That 20 that
that
23 mil is crazy.
no. That was for the Jermell Charlo. It was part of a deal. It was obviously it wasn't just for the Spence fight. So he had guarantees. I mean, like I said, like none of us know, but it wasn't the 30. That was after everything had fallen
I
Bro,
apart.
don't
you
think
don't
any
you
one
don't
of
you
us
don't
have
even
got
hear
facts.
you
Nobody's
don't
got
even hear
facts.
that you don't even hear that in the lower scale of boxing that there's no, you don't even hear that with the what people call the tomato cans.
Well, Punch should know, bro. He got two fighters already, and they work with Al Heyman. So if anyone knows Frank, it's Punch. But this new deal, can they make new deals, Punch? Can Al Heyman make new deals to um to please a different deal a different way? Isn't there different businesses all the time made different contracts, different deals can be made by Al Heyman?
I mean, depending, when you're making a deal, you got to go with the two parties, the two fighters. You know what I'm saying? Bud Crawford had to switch attorneys. Bud Crawford didn't come to the table like actually prepared. because he had to switch people around. He had MTK backing him. Everybody knows that. Even Bob Arum knows that. Okay, he had to split up with MTK because what was going on with them. Okay, now he's coming alone. He got no promotional company. Now he's coming with an attorney. Then he changed the attorney. Then it was all. There was a report that the only report that was factual, it was that they're waiting on Bud Crawford to sign. The deal was already there, and Bud Crawford been agreed, verbally agreed, a long months before. So what happened was he was prolonging it because he was dealing with another negotiations. That's what was happening.
My problem is this, like, same thing what Mark Nash just put on the chat. Is Eddie Hearn suing Jake Paul for saying something? Mayweather got sued for saying something to Manny Pacquiao. Mike Coppinger cannot make a big statement like that and say that Al Heyman was downplaying Crawford by just not showing him the books. He said everything else was in place, but they didn't want to show Crawford the books.
Now let me ask you a question.
Can't Mike Coppinger be sued for that, bro? He can't just say that about Al Heyman.
Who he said it from? Who he said it from?
Well, he said it though, didn't he?
No. He said Bud Crawford. He said did he say a source? That he said that Al Heyman is offering Bud Crawford this much?
No.
Okay. Who's gonna sue him?
Because what he's saying is that Al Heyman not showing the client Terence Crawford, right? He's not showing the client Terence Crawford the transparency and the books of the expenses. Now, we heard the other day the expenses could be very deeply, if we go deep into it, it could be in many different angles. There's expenses for every little detail. There's expenses for the undercard. There's expenses that's made up that can take a big chunk of the money. Now, what we're hearing from Mike Coppinger is that this man, Al Heyman, is not doing clean business with Crawford. How can he say such a statement, Punch, against a man who's so powerful?
Guys,
like
guys. This is what people always miss. Who's Al Heyman?
I like the conversation.
Who is Al Heyman?
An advisor.
Okay. Do you think that Al Heyman's name is in these contracts? Who's going to be the promoter of that fight?
Some other promoter, but Al Heyman's got to have some name somewhere for as an advisor.
TGB, right?
Again, who's going to be the name that's going to do? He can't be a promoter and a manager.
You know
at the
that
same
he already
time.
uses this guy that they said TGB.
Exactly. So it's going to be TGB and the network, right?
Yeah.
So how can anybody sue Al Heyman? Al Heyman is the manager advisor to Earl Spence.
No, can't Al Heyman sue Mike Coppinger?
If Mike Coppinger says Al Heyman said this, and that.
But he did say, he said Al Heyman.
If he says Al Heyman said this, and that, then Al Heyman could sue him for that. Did he say Al Heyman said this?
But what we're saying is we're not dumb, we're not stupid, our eyes don't lie. Mike Coppinger downplayed Al Heyman to the fullest for the contract.
Let's go. So no, let's go with the facts. Let's go what?
Yeah.
Let's go by what Mike Coppinger stated.
Yo, I'll be back in a minute. Give me a minute though. Go on, keep cooking.
If you could go by his tweets to say Al Heyman said Al Heyman is giving Bud Crawford 35%, blah blah blah. If Al Heyman is giving money or setting up a contract for Bud Crawford and it's not a manager contract, people forget Al Heyman is a manager advisor to Earl Spence. That's all I could say, man. People think that he's the promoter, a broker, everything. He could draw up a contract for his client and then go through lawyers and stuff like that.
So where does all this hate Al and PBC come from? I don't really care either way.
No, the hate is that people don't know exactly what Al Heyman does behind the scenes. So
he gets his fighters paid.
He get his fighters paid. Al Heyman never going to, if you got a good deal, he won't keep you in Showtime or stuff like that. When he could lock down the $7 million for Mikey Garcia, go to the zone. If he could lock down good money for Daniel Jacobs, say, yo, go to the zone. They're giving out great money out there. Now I question this. Now this is a conspiracy, right? But I'll say it out there. How you know that Al Heyman didn't tell Adrian Broner to go to BLK, like he told Mikey Garcia and Danny Jacobs to go to the zone and get that new money?
That's tough,
right?
It's plausible.
Because
I mean, it's not.
Because
AB's
this
not
is
even
what
a free
people are
agent.
reporting. People are reporting that AB left Al Heyman. The AB said in the press conference today, I left Al Heyman.
No, he didn't.
There you go. If there is a money opportunity, Al Heyman, advisor to Sergey Derevchenko, go out there and get that Triple G money. Nah. And they held up the negotiations. Nah, my manager has to go through the lines again. And then, all right, boom.
Well, the argument that I've seen is that people say that he didn't let Wilder. I mean, it's very convoluted about the Wilder Fury. Joshua deal, and Wilder didn't take that deal, and the deal that Broner didn't take with Rock Nation. I guess it was a lot of money, and he didn't take it. So that's what they use against the PBC and this Al Heyman guy.
And now put it this way: if everybody says, going with the community, that there's a disclosure deal with Al Heyman that you cannot speak outside of the negotiations, right?
Yeah, that's why Crawford ain't said nothing.
Right? So where's these sources before Crawford says something? Where are they coming from?
Well, this is what we got to ask Mike Coppinger. Why is Mike Coppinger such a credible source for people in the world? Why is it when Mike Coppinger says something and you say a month before, nobody ain't take us serious, but they'll take him serious, won't they?
It could be the fighter himself. It could be a source that wants to give this little piece out for this for this person to say. But there's a lot of contradictions also.
I just don't think you could make statements like Mike Coppinger without some weight.
Sometimes it's weight, sometimes it's not. And it's not Mike Coppinger's fault. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes he could have a source that tells him something and maybe he's wrong. And sometimes, most of the time, he could be right. Sometimes he's wrong because
he's downplayed Al Heyman as an advisor for his own client. And he's downplayed a man who's made some big fights. A man that doesn't do business that we thought the way that we heard it. Why does it sound like it was so unfair for Crawford? I mean, at that point, it just sounds like, what the fuck is this about?
How about if Al Heyman told Bud Crawford to go to BLK?
Well, that's a different deal than he's made with Bud. Yeah, but that's a different deal, though, isn't it? If he made a deal with Bud Crawford to say, look, you go to Black Prime, and he's saying to Adrian Broner, you go to Black Prime, I'm gonna invest into Black Prime myself, right? Then that could be another deal that Al Heyman's doing that nobody knows about. But we're going by what Mike Coppinger said to the world. And I'm gonna say this. We need to call Mike Coppinger out then. Because why does Mike Coppinger can say such a fucking statement and there's nothing that can happen?
Because it's not Mike Coppinger. Mike Coppinger is saying what a source told him. Mike Coppinger is just a reporter. You can't really be mad. His job is to get some information. The source, whatever his source, his black book, they tell him something, and his job is going out there and say it. That's why they be like, my source says, it's not my opinion. It's not Mike Coppinger's opinion. He's not going like that. I respect his job. I respect his job because the source could tell me something, and then shit falls apart. And then you're the one that look like an asshole.
I don't know, man. It feels a bit weird. I don't see anyone made statements like that on Al Heyman like that in business, apart from the Bob Arums and the Oscar De La Hoyas who tried to sue Al Heyman in the past. To me, it just seems like you've downplayed Al Heyman to the maximum in the Terence Crawford contract. You trying to show, right, that it was all that they were ducking the fight or something for Errol Spence when you know better, Punch, and you know it wasn't like that for Al Heyman. But you even said that Rick Glazier came here and he told us that, you know, Al Heyman's to blame here, and you said no, it's not Al Heyman's fault. A lot of people have gone to Al Heyman, bro. I ain't gonna lie. After Mike Coppinger, I see so many people they blaming Al Heyman for this fight to be broken apart. And like you said, that's not Al Heyman's style. But hey, man, why did Crawford move away from the fight? You think Crawford's not going to take a life-changing opportunity?
Yeah.
You know, why did Crawford go and sign with Black Prime, bro? An app that nobody knows.
Yeah, but if you know boxing, a lot of people seen this coming. If you know boxing, I seen it coming. If I seen it coming, I know you seen it coming. It wasn't gonna happen, and we're gonna get some preliminary fights.
I didn't
bro,
see
it's the same thing.
I didn't see this coming because a source said
Nobody,
that November the
nobody
19th.
nobody saw what Andre Ward signed with Rock Nation. Nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw that
So what
coming.
do you think about Errol Spence said that Terence Crawford just stalling for months, stalled him for the fight. He wanted the fight. Errol Spence said the motherfucker got the contract for 3-4 fucking months, going back and forth, still ain't signed it.
I mean, he did.
I mean, are we not gonna take Errol Spence seriously? Errol Spence hasn't lied to many people ever.
You know what? The truth is always somewhere in the middle. Yeah, I know.
Errol Spence is the one who held himself back and and wants to make this fucking fight, bruv.
Yeah, but the truth is always in the middle. I mean, if you ever been in a situation like this, you know, people are gonna say what they say, but you got to find the truth somewhere in the middle. You know, like they're gonna say what they're gonna say, and the other guy's gonna say what he's gonna say. So how do you find the truth? Look somewhere down the middle, right?
I mean, you just got to put their quotes all together.
Who's gonna come out and say no? I didn't want the fight. Like who's gonna do that? Like, come on, let's not be ridiculous here. Let's try to be truthful, objective, and look at things right down the middle. Can you really blame one guy? So we're trying to just put the blame all on Al or all on Bud. That doesn't make any sense.
I think people just can't.
They can't accept it.
I think they just can't grasp that Bud Crawford made a business decision for himself. Like it's just simple. That's just simple. That's what happened.
Well, wouldn't you say the same for Al? Or if they're trying to blame Al, that it just wasn't worth it? The fight wasn't worth it to Showtime. It wasn't worth it to Al.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't worth it for the money. Maybe it wasn't worth it. Maybe
it just was. Yeah.
But I think that looking at the track record of Al Heyman and the fights that he has made, even if he has to do a collab or whatever, you know what I'm saying? They'll probably do it if it makes sense. The offer was on the table, but had other options when the world didn't think. That's what makes it hard, because people didn't think that Bud had any other options because he's coming to negotiation by himself. That's why the BLK is like, what the hell? What happened? Because nobody thought that there was another option for Bud. In the end of the day, people are going to take care of their family. People think they would choose legacy before that. And how many times are we learning this? People are going to choose that money or that opportunity. It's a business strategy, man. I'm going to get my 2-for-1 deal, man. I'm going to get this Dave Avanesian, get 7. I'm going to get more money fighting Dave Avanesian than I did with fucking Sean Porter, bro. And then I'm going to fight Spence.
But that's why I predicted it wouldn't happen right away. I mean, I knew that. If you thought it was going to happen right off the jump, then you don't really know boxing.
I thought he was signed with PBC and then have a fight with a PBC fighter before he fought Spence.
Okay, what the fuck is Punch talking about?
Oh, Jesus.
You think Crawford's going to make more money fighting a no-name bum, fighting a no-name bum over Spence? Is that what I heard? Is that what I heard? Maybe I'm hearing things. Maybe I'm hallucinating.
Mirage, you say yourself, you don't even watch boxing. You've acknowledged you don't watch boxing. You don't even watch these guys.
Yo,
How many Bud fights did you buy?
Man.
Are you going to shut this guy up?
Bro.
How many fights have you bought, Mirage? You said you don't even watch boxing. I've heard
and
you
I
say
still
it.
know more than you. And I still know more than you. How
You do.
embarrassing
How
is
do you
that?
know more and you don't watch boxing?
Because I've got insight. You watch, you don't
Insight
understand.
on what? How
It
would you
goes
insight on what?
in one ear, out the other for you. That's your problem. You need to put a plug on the other side so it doesn't just fly
But you
out.
don't watch boxing. I'm saying you don't watch boxing.
You don't understand boxing, bro.
How are you
That's
gonna
your
understand
problem.
if you have never watched it?
I watch
You don't
enough.
watch anything.
I watch enough to
What was
understand
the last
what's
fight
going
you
on.
bought?
So Punch thinks this is a business decision to fight a bum versus the biggest fight in boxing versus Spence. He reckons he's going to make more money fighting
You
a
love
bum.
trolling, don't you, Mirage?
How's that trolling?
What do you mean?
What am I missing here?
He doesn't
Explain
watch
to me the
boxing.
logic.
He's trolling. You can't even
If
be
he's
serious
gonna
talking to
make
this guy.
more fighting
How is that
Avanesian
possible?
right now than he would fighting
How is that
Spence.
possible? How is
Why
that
would he
possible?
not
It's
take
not
that fight?
possible. It's true, Mirage. It's not possible.
When you have the
I
revenue
agree
of
with
the
you,
biggest
Mirage.
fight in boxing,
I agree.
how's he going to make more fighting a bum? Explain the logic.
Facts. I don't have no logic. I agree with you.
Yeah, about 100 people are going to buy this pay-per-view versus this bum.
Probably 50. I don't know. I agree with you, Mirage.
I mean,
Okay.
Mirage.
Don't talk nonsense because I'm going to come
Mirage,
out. I'm going to call you
Mirage,
out next time.
I know,
Mirage,
yeah, man.
listen,
Yeah,
for
sure.
fuck's sake,
You
Mirage,
checked me.
listen
You
to me
checked
now.
me.
I checked you, bro.
Now
I'm
listen to
checking
me
you.
now,
you, brother.
Mirage. Let me tell you this. Where are this Black Prime getting the money to pay Crawford? That's the question.
From the street.
They're not going to pay him. They're not. They're pretending. He's pretending now. Oh,
How
yeah,
do
I'm
we
going to
know
make
that
so much.
they're pretending? So we
Is
don't
he
know
pretending?
what they get.
Mirage? Is he pretending like your Australian guy saying that he got 10 million and then
because
he got,
if he
and then
if
and then
he
the
told
paperwork
truth,
said, is he pretending like Cambosa?
no, if he told the truth and he said,
is he pretending like Cambosa's?
If he admitted he's only getting like 5 million, then the duck is going to be more blatant. But now
So
he's
you're trying to
pretending,
say that he's
I'm going to
pretending
make
like Cambosa's,
Dude, don't interrupt.
like your
Don't
Australian
interrupt.
countryman.
I'm not talking about Cambosa's. This whataboutism.
No, I'm just, but I'm giving
whataboutism.
you.
You're doing whataboutism.
I'm giving more for
Fuck
people to
Cambosa's.
understand
I
you
don't
more,
like
man.
Cambosa's.
We're not talking about Cambosos right now. Look at that.
We got loads of new people in the panel.
So he's going to pretend, I'm getting all this money. I'm getting all this money.
No,
like
so we could break it down in
legitimate
kindergarten, Mirage. I'm on your
All right,
side.
look, we'll get back to this.
You don't understand basic economics, Punch. You don't
Mirage, we're
understand
going to
basic
get back to this
economics.
bullshit. Yeah, let's just keep it moving.
I want to throw some punches down. I don't want to fuck around. Who the fuck's next?
All
right,
just chill now and wait your turn, yeah? Because you come
over
over
on
like
the
you're
internet.
fucking talking to everybody. This ain't your fucking channel.
Raj is saying is that
why are you defending the duckers?
they said that George Cambosa was making $10 million.
The channel, though, Mirage.
$10 million. Peter
why don't you
Khan,
respect me in my opinion?
I don't give a fuck about you. You respect the fucking channel first. Because I'm giving you a fucking voice.
Because I came on here, I respect it. Because I'm
my
wasting
time. So just respect the channel, bro, and let's keep it moving. We got Paulie Malignaggi in the building. Do you want to listen to yourself?
No, what are you talking about?
All right, let's speak to
he's
Shavo
a fucking
first.
He's a muppet. He's a muppet.
Before we get to the next people, let's get a Shavo. What's happening, Shavo?
What's going on? Was that a genuine question you was asking where they getting the money from, or was you just bullshitting?
What's that?
No, it's serious.
I'm gonna say it like this: every time we have a great discussion, Mirage is in. He turns.
I take it up a level. I come in and I take it up a level.
You turn it now we got every time you come, you turn it to a clown show, and now we all clowns.
The fucking troll, man. That's what it is.
Don't get upset because I checked you, Punch. Just take it.
And
let's have some logical
conversation. You gotta check your ass, man. Your father just fucked you.
All right, let's take it to
as far as Paulie, he that guy's very biased, and you can tell in his rhetoric that he spews like that. He still ain't explaining how what Eastern European he was talking about is dominating boxing. Now that one threw me all the way off. That shit threw me all the way off.
Who's your pound for pound number one?
Who's the pound for pound?
Terrence Crawford.
That's crazy. How, bro? How? Since November of 2021. How?
Now, shall we let Mirage loose? Mirage should talk.
No.
Oh, you asked the question.
Why do you have a ducker? Why do you have a ducker as your number one?
I also want to know. Since y'all laughing at, if y'all agree with that, can y'all tell me how the Eastern European is dominating boxing?
Heavy. Okay, I'll
You mean
say
why?
this.
You mean why?
I'll give. I'm not
You didn't
saying
understand
dominated.
English?
I'm not gonna say
Like, what?
dominate boxing, but do they
Okay, then.
say
So we agree. He's crazy.
have you ever heard the phrase that wherever the heavyweight goes, boxing goes?
I've heard that phrase. I've heard a lot of phrases.
Do you believe in that? Wherever the heavyweight goes, that boxing goes? For the most
No,
part,
not exactly. I believe if the heavyweight division is boring, I don't believe the best fighter at heavyweight
I'm
determines
saying
everything
historically,
else.
historically, does box the
If
wherever the
if
heavy?
if it's not boring, if the best fighter is boring or something like that, then no, it's still gonna be boring to watch.
All right, so arguably, okay, you say Bud Crawford. Arguably, people say Alexander Usyk. Is he Eastern European?
Well, he's a heavyweight, so wasn't the pound for pound list created to not put in the heavyweights?
The guy that just beat the guy that just beat
No, I'm asking you, wasn't the pound for pound list created for everybody other than heavyweights?
No, it was
Or am
not
I
created.
tripping?
Who said that?
No, he came from cruiserweight. He came from
in the pound for
cruiserweight.
pound. Mike Tyson was in the pound for
I
pound
don't think he
when
should have been
Holyfield in
pound for pound.
1988 and 89. Mike
I don't
Tyson
think
was
he
number one
deserves to be
pound for
pound
pound.
for pound.
Look, Mike Tyson was pound for pound number one in 1988, 89.
Okay, but what are you getting at? Because we're kind of getting off track of the Eastern Europeans dominating boxing.
Right? So who came up with that? I just proved to you
what
that.
Did you say?
You said that the pound for pound was created for everything else not heavyweight, and I just said Mike Tyson
normally have never seen the you normally never see heavyweights on the pound for pound list.
Have you seen Holyfield on the pound? Have you seen Holyfield on the pound?
Because pound for pound, or what is the criteria? Seeing it's always changing. It's very weird. What are the criteria for pound for pound?
I don't know.
Everyone has a different criteria, correct? Now,
maybe.
Because if we're all going by the same thing, we'd all kind of have the same people pound for pound. But it's so up to your discretion.
I don't think everybody's going from the same idea. Holyfield, Mike Tyson, but on the pound for pound list.
Exactly.
All right, shall we?
That's kind of the problem.
Listen. Let's just go here. Right?
But I just want somebody to answer the Eastern European thing.
Right, because he told you that Usyk.
Like we can answer the most, because would that mean the most champions are Eastern European?
Yeah, but let's just get this real. Usyk did come from a lower weight class to dominate.
But that's one. We're talking about one man.
But he's just.
We're talking about dominating. Punch just said he don't agree with them dominating.
Usyk has been dominating. They're saying.
We're talking. That's one person. You're talking about one person, and he's fought one person at heavyweight.
Has Fury not been dominating?
Yep.
Fury's been dominating.
But let's keep it moving. We got lots of people in the panel now. Yeah, let's go to Mark Nash. What's happening, brethren?
What's good, fellas? How everybody doing?
Man, we good, man. How you feeling?
Man, I'm always good, even when it's bad.
What do you think about what's going on today, bro, with the Terence Crawford and Adrian Broner? I mean, you've heard the conversation. You've been there for a while. Where do you wanna step in with it?
Man, y'all having so many good conversations that are like offshoring off of it. What made me jump on was what Punch was talking about with the libel, though. Shout out to my guy Punch Drunk Boxing. I totally disagree with him on that, and I think libel still holds weight even in boxing. I just some people just don't push the issue because lawsuits are expensive. But even if you're repeating something, you can't just repeat things that are slanderous or malicious and not be sued because, well, I said my source said it. I didn't say it. A source said it. Like that doesn't hold weight in court. Like the biggest thing is it has to be true. Whatever you're saying needs to be true for you not to get sued. No different from Cardi B and that Tasha K shit. Tasha K was repeating something somebody said. She got sued. Alice Jones was repeating something that his sources said. He got sued. Like you can't just say things maliciously because when you re-say those things that are false, that's called that's a republication. You're putting it out there again. No, I don't know if you remember when Fox used to have the My Pillow guy up there, and he'll say something about the Trump and the lawsuit about the election was stolen, and about the machines were tampered with, and they would cut them off and get them off air, and they don't even have them on no more because they were being part of the lawsuit as well. So I just think the biggest thing to make sure you don't get sued is make sure you're telling the truth, because at some point somebody can say, well, produce your source, then produce the evidence that what you said was true, because the weight goes to you as the platform, the journalist, to fact check your fact checker and make sure you're not going to be held liable for just spreading out malicious things just because, well, I thought it was a good source. Well, you can't. That's just not going to work. That's just not going to hold up. Well, I didn't say it. My source said it.
So you don't agree that they could be biased towards Al Heyman?
Oh yeah, I believe everybody has a bias. You know what I'm saying? But far as I agree with you, WRAPSTAR, where I just don't see Mike Coppinger and those guys just making that up and ESPN just running with it. I remember when Wilder said the suit was too heavy, and everybody was like, he didn't say that. I think that was Kevin Iole or somebody who wrote that, right? They was like, no, that was written. He didn't say it. He didn't say it. Kevin Iole, he's an OG. He did that interview, and he recorded that interview and transferred it to type. And we later heard the audio of Wilder actually saying the suit was too heavy.
So let's talk about, I want to take you here now, because what we ended up with, and, you know, we don't have that much time, but I've got a lot of people here, and I want to make sure we get to this with you, Mark, is it goes down to Terence Crawford not taking the biggest legacy fight. Why do you think, in your knowledge right now, from everything you've researched, that this fight broke down with Errol Spence? What is your thoughts that he needed to take that opportunity?
You said something. I heard that second part kind of threw me off. You said that he needed to take the opportunity. What do you mean by that?
No, I said if he took that opportunity with David Evanesian, that the fans are not interested that much with that fight on Black Prime. Why do you think Terence Crawford went in that direction when this was the biggest legacy fight for him?
Oh, now this is where I do agree with Punch at. When it comes down to legacy or money, most fighters are gonna pick the money. Cause they don't feel like their kids can eat no legacy. Their kids can't eat a piece of paper to show they was on the Hall of Fame. No, these guys have to take care of their family. But more importantly, I believe, and I agree with Punch on this part too. People thought Bud Crawford didn't have no options. You play hardball with him, and he took his ball and went across the street. And nobody had even heard of this BLK Prime thing. Never heard of it. So, and I just think a lot of fans are butthurt or angry, upset, confused. They thought they had the guy in the corner, and the guy said, you know what? I don't like how it's moving right here. I'm not fighting this year. If we're going to fight first quarter next year, I don't want to be rusty coming into that fight 14, 16 months off versus Spencer be coming in, 8 months off. I don't want to be on a 16-month layoff and the guy's only on an 8-month layoff. I want to be more active. I want to fight. And also, let's be real. I don't think Bud Crawford is one of those guys that makes more of his money outside the ring than inside of the ring, like some guys. I don't see him all over Gatorade commercials doing all this shit. This guy got to fight. And it ain't just him and his 6 kids and his mama and his grandmama and his sister and their kids. He got 3 trainers and an assistant trainer. And all of these people, this is what they do for a living. They in the business of boxing, and Terence Crawford is the guy that puts food on a lot of tables.
So Terence Crawford had to make his business straight. He had to think about his business, and he just had to make his moves because he felt like you said, maybe these were opportunities that he needed to take. But the legacy fight, you believe what Punch says, that these guys not interested in legacy. He's interested in the money and what feeds his kids.
Well, I think his legacy solidified.
Like his legacy is certified, but this was a fight that he said that would definitely certify him too. Like he felt that about himself.
Naysayers, WRAPSTAR. I think this gets rid of some of the people who doubted him, doubters and naysayers, but people who in the know and the people who cast those Hall of Fame votes, the people that mattered the most. I'm sorry, like when it comes to that legacy, yeah, they got him. His spot is solidified. These are the same people that already voted him Fighter of the Year. He's already won an ESPY award. These are the same voters a lot of times. These sports writers of the year. So Yeah, I think it's first get money, legacy comes second. But
and it is what it is.
I got a
Crawford's not getting younger, and we're gonna get to you now, bro. And we gotta get to the Clobbinator. Clobbinator's been there for like 10 minutes, and he's just showing respect. So I want to get to the Clobbinator, bro. What's happening, Clobbinator?
Yo, respect to the panel, man. What's up, WRAPSTAR? What's up, Punch? What's up, everybody? Just respect to everybody in the chat.
Yeah, man. What do you think, bro? I mean, with this Terence Crawford, Errol Spence, how do you feel that it broke down? Do you feel any kind of way that Terence Crawford fighting David Avanesian? What do you think about it?
He should be ashamed, man. Fighting David Avanesian is a huge step down. It's ridiculous, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I train boxers. I had an amateur career, and just speaking as a fan's point of view, because I'm a fan too. I'm a big fan of the sport. I love this sport. It's just it sucks to see how we're losing these great champions, because we used to have greats back in the day, right? We used to have greats like Mike Tyson, people with like very good careers. We had big comebacks like George Foreman. We even got greats like Mayweather and Pacquiao. And now it just doesn't look like we're getting that anymore. I mean, legacy is cemented for Crawford. What legacy? Is he even going to scratch like the top 100 boxers of all time? I mean, he went undisputed in a paper thin division. He like, you're gonna tell me that Ndongo was like, this is the Hall of Fame. This is like the GOAT welterweight status type of deal. Like, I give him his respect. He has incredible skill. I think he's one of the best fighters in the world. I actually really enjoy watching Crawford, but I got to be honest, I'm disappointed, man. And I'm not really the type to blow smoke up his backside, because God knows his promoters already is getting paid to do that. So I got to be honest here and say that I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in Crawford. I'm disappointed in Spence. I'm disappointed with the promoters. I'm disappointed in boxing, because this is a fight that should have been made a long time ago.
So are you going to be not interested in the Terence Crawford fight? And like a lot of people are, I'm surprised the American people are saying they don't want to pay for it. Some people on my channel. I mean, are you looking to pay for that? Crawford versus David Avanesian?
I make a lot of money, so I always pay for every fight. Like if I watch it, I'll pay for it. I don't know if I'm going to watch it though, honestly.
Oh, you might not even watch it.
I might not even watch it.
Is that how bad? I mean, David Avanesian isn't as bad as you think he is. He's still a fighter, Let me tell you, David Avanesian ended nearly Josh Kelly's career, bruv.
Yeah, I remember
Josh Kelly had to move to 150 fucking 4. Now, I ain't saying no, David Avanesian, no top guy out here like Jarrett Boot Ennis, Virgil Ortiz and all them boys, right? I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is he's got to give him a fight. David Avanesian ain't coming to take no fucking look.
So is that good enough? Is that good enough for the
no?
top
All right, I get that,
pound?
but I think some hardcore fans will watch that because David Avanesian been doing really well with his new trainer. He's come. Look, I'm disappointed with the fight not happening with Errol Spence, but I gotta keep it real. You guys are going in there like Terence Crawford, just gonna go in there and knock David Avanesian out in one round. There's going to be a fight at least there's going to be a fight, a little fight. In the beginning, he's going to put up a fight.
Well, we should be happy because he's not fighting a total bum.
Okay, well, be grateful, so you guys are annoyed. You guys are just annoyed with this situation with the David Avanesian.
WRAPSTAR, because it's like this, man. We know a lot of these guys are talented. We know that Crawford is incredibly talented, and we want to see these guys have long, crazy careers. We don't want to see people sitting on the shelf like David Benavidez and Jaron Bruce Ennis, prospects that are basically they're fighting like once a year and they're fighting scrubs. We don't want to see that. And Crawford is basically, he's not a prospect anymore, but he's still doing that same game where he's fighting once a year, and some of these guys are not even in the top 10 of welterweight on the rankings. Like, so it's like it's disappointing. We want to see him fighting the champions.
Jaron Ennis ain't fought once a year.
Who's not the top 10? Because last time I checked, they said David Avanesian was top 10 in the welterweight. So who are all these other guys?
Go on, Mark.
I'm just curious, who are all of these guys that you're saying Crawford is fighting that's not in the top 10?
No, I'm not saying about Crawford. I'm saying that we're getting a lot of people nowadays like David Benavidez and Jaron Boots Ennis, Ryan Garcia. Oh my God, Ryan Garcia even worse. We're getting a lot of these prospects that we know are talented, that they're fighting people who are lesser opposition, and they're fighting like once a year, twice a year at best.
Avanesian
Meanwhile,
is eighth. Sorry, he's eighth in the rings of the welterweight.
yeah, I understand that. Like, great, Ebenezer is great. Whatever.
No, that's shit. My point was, he's right at the bottom. That's pathetic.
It's like
There's a whole bunch of fighters better.
you guys want to boost up Crawford so much as if he's like this all-time great. No, man, like, be honest, because we should be pushing him to do more, because he can do more. He obviously is a great fighter, and he should be he's at the point right now where he should have an illustrious career. We should be saying, yo, Crawford, without a doubt, look at all
How
these.
old is Crawford? How old
35,
is
35, man.
Yeah, he just turned 35. I'm trying to think, who are these guys on this list that you think would have took a fight with Terrence Crawford on 6 weeks and 3 days notice? 6 weeks, 3 days. I don't see none of these guys, management, promoters, or teams.
Who knows?
That's what. But I agree with you, and that's why we're disappointed. That's why you think.
Why does it have to be 6 weeks?
Years ago.
And
let me ask you something. You think boxing was like this years ago?
Did you hear that part?
What happened? Why does it have to be 6 weeks? What does it have to be 6 weeks?
Well, that's when the date is. That's the date. The date was December.
Well, change the fucking date.
Oh no, the date is the date. You ain't never heard of guys having a date?
But he just made the date, didn't he? Didn't he just sign the fight to fight Avanesian?
The date is the date for the money, guys. The date is the date for the arena. We find
yeah.
We get the date, we get the arena.
Yeah, but they just made the fight. Avanesian he had a fight signed with somebody else.
Yeah,
exactly. So they bought him out.
And yeah, so they had the choice. They could have made the date like in a month later if they wanted to.
January, if anything.
But look, now we're going into fighting in the first quarter of next year. The guy said he needs to fight this year.
What do you mean? So he's desperate to fight? He can't wait an extra month. He hasn't fought in over a year, and now he's no choice. I've got to fight now.
Millionaire taxes. Yeah, he needs to fight in the physical year of this year. It's not bullshit, bro.
Then why did he sit on his ass the whole year? Why did he sit on his ass the whole year?
Negotiations, bro. He fought last year in November.
No bullshit.
No.
What about what Errol Spence is saying? I want to know Mark's opinion. Errol Spence is saying, you've seen it. He's saying, I'm not going to say what he's saying in the beginning, but he's saying,
say it out loud. I didn't.
You say it if you want, because you guys say this all the time.
Hey, yo.
So can you read it out for me, Mark? Then
this good brother of mine, Terrence Crawford, been stalling for months. I could have fought in November.
Yeah. Now what I'm saying is, Errol Spence is saying, right, that Terrence Crawford stalling this fight. Now he's saying that Terrence Crawford stalled me. I was ready to fight him. I don't give a fuck about the contracts. What their problem was, they had the contracts. This guy just didn't want to sign the fight. Now at this point, it's going back and forth. Crawford saying that these guys stalled him. It's a fucking he said. And the fans lost out the biggest fight in America, bro. The fans lost out, man. I want to keep it real, man. Yo, big shout out to the people in the building. But I want to keep this shit real. Errol Spence did say, though, he said, I'm going to clean up my side of the fucking streets and I'm going to that side and I'm going to get Crawford. So I don't know what's going on, what's broke it down. Then we had Rick Glazier come here, Mark, and everybody. Tip Bayless, you all saw it. And Rick Glazier said that Al Heyman fuck up the deal. Right? Then we got people who do business with Al Heyman that's come over here, that got fighters signed with Al Heyman, Punch Drunk Boxing. I don't want to say everything, but he has. And he says Al Heyman don't do business like that, bro. This is cat. At the end of the day, they believe that this fight broke down because Terrence Crawford was making the leverage. Now, this is what we're hearing now, that Terrence Crawford was using Al Heyman, PBC's brand, Errol Spence, keeping his brand there so that he knew that if he got another opportunity, man, fuck Errol Spence. So right now, Errol Spence feels like, man, what the fuck's this about, bro? You fucked me off. I ain't even got a fight signed over here, bro. You got a $10 million fucking offer with Black Prime. You left me hanging. So should Errol Spence, this is my question, fight Terrence Crawford and wait now? Or should he just do his own thing, bro, and fuck Terrence Crawford? Because Terrence Crawford don't give a fuck about nobody.
Hey, WRAPSTAR, but they wasn't going to fight this year anyway, though.
But what I'm saying is Terrence Crawford, this is what Errol Spence is saying, though. Errol Spence is saying if he couldn't make November, at least make the fight. Errol Spence, I'm just going by Errol Spence. Errol Spence's energy is that Crawford is stalling him, bro. So should Errol Spence now just go do his thing, go to 154. If he wants to move up, and this fight, just leave it, bro. Forget about it. What do you think
that's what
about
he
that,
should
Tim
do.
Bayless? Or whoever's next, Frank?
Yeah, that's what he should do. Go make
Should
another
Errol
big
Spence
fight.
forget the Terence Crawford fight now?
Yeah, he should do that.
Big fight with who?
Whoever he wants to. You're not gonna buy it, so it don't matter. They're not
What
worried
doesn't he
about you.
fight Boots?
Nobody's
What
worried
doesn't he
about a
fight?
Mirage. Mirage
What
don't
doesn't
buy
he
shit.
fight
He don't
Boots?
watch
What doesn't
shit.
he fight
Shut the
Boots
fuck
or
up, dude. You don't
Ortiz? What
buy
doesn't he
shit. You
fight
don't
them?
support shit. You're not a boxing fan.
Support what?
You're just a negative energy, bro.
Support
You don't
what?
support boxing. You don't
No, but
watch
let's
boxing.
keep
You
it
said it
logical. Who
yourself.
should Errol Spence fight next, bro?
Does boxing support me? Does it deliver the fights? Or they're all duckers? Why should I support these bum fights?
Then
We
don't.
get to
Then
that
turn it
topic
off.
next.
Good, then
We get
shut
to
up.
that topic.
Answer my question.
All right, Mirage.
You don't watch it anyway.
Spence still has a lot of big fights left in the division. Why doesn't he fight them? He's going to move
That's
up
what
to
I
what?
just said, dickhead. I
No,
said
you
that's
said
what I
move
just
up.
said. You
No,
said,
you
"Oh
said he should move
no."
up. You should have
I
said
didn't say that. I said, "Fucker." I said he should fight whoever he's gonna fight. You said no, he shouldn't. Shut the fuck. You don't even make sense. 99% of the time, you don't make sense,
Don't
dude.
start crying. Don't
You're
start
slow.
crying. Don't start crying because I destroyed you last time we talked.
All right, let's
You
keep
never
it
talk
real.
to
No,
me.
all
That's
right,
why you're
no.
so.
All right,
That's how
stop
you.
this.
I know you're
Come on, let's
stupid.
keep it moving, bro, because I ain't got long. I want to know what's the logical opponent for Errol, the Truth, Spence Jr. I want to ask the chat. If there's people in the chat, yo, Black Star, Lisa, Yes Man, Jarvis.
Oh,
Hey, we got everybody in the chat right now. Who's
shout
the
out
next
Lisa.
opponent? Who's the next opponent logically for Errol Spence Jr.? Should it be Keith Thurman? Should he go up in weight at 154 and fight Fondora? Should he go up in weight and challenge his own stablemate, Jamal Charlo? What's Errol Spence that you would want to see next for the truth? I'm going to start with, let's keep it moving though, yeah? I'm going to start with Mark. Mark, who would you like to see Errol Spence fight next?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. No different from Crawford. I think if it's not each other, I think everybody's gonna be disappointed with whoever they fight.
Who should he get?
Mandatory. One of these mandatories because he got 3 belts. So one of the mandatories, I guess. Why not?
All right. The chat says right now, Stanionis, Fondora or Stanionis.
Fondora's at 54, so that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, if he moves up. But Black Star says Mark Nash. I don't think it will happen. Something about that. I missed it. Stanionis, I want to see. He wants to see Stanionis Epoxy Magic. KFC Fry Boss. That's his future. Lisa says Stanionis stepped aside a few times with a pay, of course. So yeah, Stanionis then. It is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. Errol Spence got to fight, bro. Now, Errol Spence got to keep busy. Errol Spence can't be waiting on no Crawford. Crawford done his thing. All right. Respect Crawford. He got his money. He's putting his money in the bank. Now it's Errol Spence's move. Will Errol Spence fight Keith Thurman, though, for big money?
Oh, it's a fucking waste of time, Keith Thurman.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, though, it's big money,
the contenders.
It's a big money
Fight the Lions. Fight the Lions.
Watch your mouth, Mirage.
Yeah.
No, all right, let's go.
I'm
going to come to you, Mirage. Go on. This is your turn, and then we go to Tip, and then we go to Covenant.
Hard times boxing. This dude in chat already said it. Errol can fight Boots or Virgil Ortiz, the young real Lions at 147. That's it. Fight the top fucking contenders, the fucking dangerous fighters. None of this Keith Thurman. He's a safe fight. That's a safe option. Don't accept Keith Thurman. He's fucking.
But you got to look at business.
Clean
Mirage.
out. No.
But you
that's
can't
your narrative.
That's
your.
Though.
What,
but you
what
can't,
do you
though,
business?
can you?
What business?
Like the Keith Thurman's in the same stable, right? And
this
is what talking to a child, bro. He doesn't understand.
You got to understand that, though, Mirage, mate.
No,
I'm just saying.
You need to understand. You need to get beyond
no,
this.
You need to understand that part.
Mirage is a child. You have to speak to him like a child.
This is why you don't get fights, because you're in the establishment. Oh, you know, he's in the same one. He's in the same fucking under the same umbrella. So you know, we need to make it's easy to make this fight. Blah blah blah. He has 3 belts. He's a top pound per pound. He has the authority and the influence. I want to fight this guy. He can do it. That's the bottom line. Don't accept all these excuses. They need to be under the same organization. That's bullshit. You're in the bubble.
So let's keep it
I'm breaking
moving,
you out of the bubble. All you casuals. All the
All right, let's
flavors.
keep it moving. Let's keep
You
it
need to get out of
moving.
the
All right,
bubble.
Clubbinator, what do you think, bro?
Yeah, that's the thing. I actually agree with Mirage. Like, that's the thing. I understand what you guys are saying, to where these fights make sense, right? The Stanionis fight makes sense. The mandatories make sense, right? Like, you explain it, it all makes sense. But the thing is, I don't want that, dude. I am a boxing fan. You think I'm gonna shell out money to watch Errol Spence versus fucking some unemployed Polish plumber? No, like, I want to see him fight Spence. I want to see him fight Ennis, Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? Someone who has a pulse, someone who I think might give him a challenge, because he's at the point where he's in his prime. Spence is one of the best fighters on the planet. I don't want to see him in his prime wasting it on people who are basically almost no hopers. I want to see him be
So let me
tested.
ask you this.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna accept an opponent anywhere near like what with Crawford, with like an Avenesian tune-up or anything like that. With Errol Spence, you want to see tough competition now.
Yeah,
The
same with Crawford
toughest.
too, because
Yeah.
they're kind of on the, especially with Crawford, because he's getting older. His career is gonna. Spence has 28 fights so far, and he's 32. If he fights once a year or even twice a year, I highly doubt he's even gonna reach up to 40 fights. His
So
career might end before he reaches 40 fights, and
so
that's sad.
let's keep it honest though. At the end of the day, Errol Spence said that he can't make this weight all the time. This ain't no fun. Errol
Yeah.
Spence said that he been at this weight for a decade, and Terence Crawford's stalling him now, so he might be even moving to 154. But
I'll
the
support him.
thing is, do you not think that if he fights Keith Thurman, and Keith Thurman still put himself back in position, at the end of the day, that's still a big fight for PBC.
Oh
So,
yeah, big money, big money.
so hey, that fight can probably happen.
Yeah, that's for sure. You see, that's the thing, WRAPSTAR. I understand what you guys are saying, where these fights can happen, but do I want it? No. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what I want to see. It's like when you're talking about Tyson Fury versus Usyk. Yeah, that's the fight I want to see. I don't want to see Tyson Fury versus Chisora 3.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing here, where
Yeah.
Spence could fight Stanionis, but is that the fight I want to see? No. I want to see him fight Crawford or Ennis or Ortiz. These are the people I want to see him against.
So let's move it on then, bro. I want to keep it moving. Tip Bayless, if he fights Keith Thurman, which is the logical opponent, how do you feel? Because people are saying they don't want to watch that one. What do you think?
Man, listen. We done waited so long for him and Keith to face off. Why are we still acting like that's not a fight we want to see?
Talk to us.
If
Talk
Thurman,
to us, bro.
check this out. If Thurman won against Pacquiao, will we not be asking for that fight right now instead of Bud?
But he didn't.
That's not what I'm saying, though. But will we not be asking for the fight? We would still be asking for the fight, right?
Facts.
Yeah. We would still be asking. So why?
That's
So why?
facts.
So why?
Because
are
he
we
fucking
acting like
lost against a 40-year-old.
Mirage, let
what I'm
people
saying
talk.
is,
No, but that was a close fight, Mirage.
It was
You let him talk, and I'm gonna come back to you.
But your
Go on.
hypothetical is nonsense. It never
Yeah,
happened.
but let the man fucking talk.
You gotta
let the man fucking talk, and then I'll get back to you, Mirage.
It was the legacy fight that was meant to happen. Why can't we as fans not get the fight that was supposed to happen? Like, regardless of it. Well, why the people who had to wait for that fight? Why can't we get that fight?
There's better fights out there.
No,
shut up, dude. Let him talk.
The people,
He's
the
asking a
fans
question.
who
I
had
answer.
to
I'm
wait for
answering
that
it.
fight, the fans who had to wait for that
He
fight.
loves
Why
it.
can we not get that fight
He's
now?
asking the same question 5 times.
All right,
and you're
Mirage,
telling me,
shut the fuck up for 1
let him
minute, and I'll
talk.
get back to you. Go on, Tip Bayless.
Yeah,
Ask
all
the
I'm
question
saying
again.
is,
Go.
the fans who
No.
had to wait for that fight, why can't we get that fight now?
Okay.
If he
Circumstances has changed. You asked the question. Now
no,
shut up.
Mirage, let me finish, bro.
You're gonna
Let him
ask
fucking
like,
finish, you fucking pussy.
If this dude is in the driver's seat, he's not in the driver's seat. He said Thurman wouldn't fight him. Now you have the opportunity to fight this guy. You know what I'm saying? And you can't say he's ducking. You know what I'm saying? Because you have all the belts. You can send the contract. Right?
Are you finished?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay,
Now go on, Mirage.
That was like years ago. Was it 3 years ago? Circumstances have changed. Thurman's been inactive. He lost to a politician.
He just fought in January.
Okay, how many times has he fought in the last 3 years?
January.
He lost to Pacquiao. Circumstances
That's
have
one
changed.
fucking fight.
you understand how certain fights?
He has only lost to one guy though, which is Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, but he's not even that relevant anymore.
Which was a close fight though, Mirage.
No,
it was
you
a close
guys say
fight.
he's not relevant.
I'm just giving you some. Just
okay,
letting
is
you
he
know.
more relevant than
all right, so check this out, Mirage.
and Ennis and
yeah,
Ortiz
he is.
now?
He's a bigger name. He's a bigger name.
I don't care about names.
He's a bigger name, but he is the bigger name.
The division right
it's
now.
not just about names.
If Early's the division right now, who's the biggest name at welterweight? Who's the biggest name at welterweight if Early's right now?
Mirage,
it's not about names. Names doesn't
Who's
equate
the biggest name at welterweight?
I'm rejecting your
right
bullshit.
Now?
I'm rejecting your premise. It's
Mirage, what you don't understand
this is casual. This is casual mentality. Oh, he's a big name. That means it's the best fight.
No,
casual.
Mirage,
you're a casual.
You don't understand that. You don't understand that Keith Thurman, he beat one of the GOATs of all time, Mario Barrios. So that's why we're so hyped about it. Because Mario Barrios, bro, he beat Mario Barrios.
It was a tune-up.
But you gotta admit, like, I see where you're coming from, my man. But you gotta admit, though, like, that fight ain't the same as it would have been a few years ago. Like, you gotta at least admit that. You gotta see where I'm coming from too, man.
It may not be the same. We don't know.
So let me ask you this: do you honestly want me to be excited for that shit? You want me to get up? Oh yeah, this is gonna be one of the greatest fights of the year: Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence.
Nah. But logically, that's the opponent. I'm saying we're not excited.
Oh no,
we really want. We want Virgil Ortiz versus Errol Spence. What we really want is Jarrett Boot Ennis versus Errol Spence. What we really want is those fights. But what we're saying is that the business, if you look at the business ways, and if Errol Spence just loses his ego and lets that Keith Thurman thing slide, where he says, I don't want to give him a chance because of when he never gave me a chance when I was coming up.
Yeah.
All that shit, he needs to let that slide. And if he really wants a quick fight to make some money at 147, he can make his $5 million, $6 million, whatever they want to pay him. Keith Thurman and Errol Spence will sell the fight. Internationally, it'll still sell the fight. Even though Keith ain't looked good with Mario Barrios, it will sell the fight because Keith only lost to Manny Pacquiao, which Manny Pacquiao, it was a close fight. You could sell the fight. You could sell the fight for Errol Spence.
Yeah, that's true.
And
you got to keep it logical.
I got another thing. When Floyd went to fight Zab Judah, right?
Yeah.
What did he say? He said a split decision is what? It's an open bout. When he didn't fight Carlos Balderman and he went to fight Zab Judah, what did he say? He said a split decision loss is an open bout.
Mm-hmm.
The fight could have went either way.
Yeah.
That's what split decisions are. That's basically what they're saying. The fight could have went either way. Do we think Manny Pacquiao would have beat Keith Thurman in a rematch? So why are we acting like this? Why are we acting like this? If we have the eye test, why are we acting like this?
See, people hate Keith Thurman, yeah? They don't like Keith Thurman. I've noticed that because people also dislike Keith Thurman because Keith Thurman lost to Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, he lost. But he didn't lose. You people need to watch that fucking fight again, bro.
Yeah, he's gonna fight Keith. You're gonna watch.
Need to watch that fight again. Keith Thurman was coming back in the fight with Manny Pacquiao. He took a quick flash knockdown. And when have you ever not ever enjoyed yourself or seen a good fight with Keith Thurman, bro? He gives you attraction. He's a fucking name. And let me say this: years ago, not even years ago, when Keith Thurman didn't get injured and he was in his prime, when he beat Danny Garcia, Sean Porter back to back, before Errol Spence and Terence Crawford got to these guys, Keith Thurman was chopping these guys. He was beating these guys. When Keith Thurman was like that, bro, I'm telling you now, Errol Spence and Crawford would have been in a hell of a fight with him. He probably could have beaten either one of them on his best day. So I'm just saying we can't say that. That's still not a big fight. Listen, that's a much, much bigger fight than Terence Crawford versus David Evanesian. A much bigger fight.
Oh hell yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, so you just have to the chat and pound. Look, you need to stop thinking like a child. I mean, a child wants cake for dinner, okay? But if you claim to know boxing, then you know how it's gonna go. He's probably gonna fight. We want Keith, but it'll probably be Stanionis. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
So, you know, these guys risk it all. Every fight is a Super Bowl. They risk it all. They have training camps. So to say I want him to fight, shut up, man. You're a child. Stop thinking like a child. You understand what I'm saying?
That's the question, though. We got asked that.
Yeah, you can ask it, but how many times do you really get what you want in anything? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, this entertainment. At the end of the day, it's all entertainment, okay? It's for our entertainment.
So let's ask
and
a
you can
simple
choose.
question.
You just wait. Let me just finish what I'm saying, though. But you, whoever you are, the guy who just spoke, and the other children, you're a consumer. Make your voice with your be a savvy consumer that don't buy it. But stop crying like a child and understand that everybody's in this business and they're gonna make business decisions. And then your eyes will open up and you'll stop being a petulant child. And then if you don't like the fight, then don't buy it. If you like it, buy it. But wake up. Wake the fuck up. It's entertainment. You can spend your dollar where you want it.
Now let me ask you something. As men, if you took this business to another man and the other man left you hanging and he had multiple deals going on, would you do business with him again?
Absolutely not.
So do you blame if Errol Spence don't do business with Crawford again?
No, I don't think there's any, but they're all to blame and then there's none to blame if they're all going to make money.
Look, Errol Spence is saying that he got stalled. So
he's going to make money.
So Errol Spence don't look like he's in any good mood with Terence Crawford, bro.
He's still going to get good money fighting Stanley Jones and Thurman. He's going to get 2 fights out of it. That's what I'm saying. People are not understanding these plays. These are moves. They're making moves to how like Pepsi and Coke corner the market. These are what these guys do. They're playing for big money. This is not $5 pickup games at your local YMCA. You think they're just going to show up and sign deals? No, that's what I'm saying. You guys think like children. Stop being children and look at the moves that they make. These are big money fights. It takes a lot of time and energy just to make these things happen.
The problem is people like you.
You're a child.
You've inflated the egos of these guys. They've never fought anybody, and now they think they're fucking megastars, and that's why they're playing these games.
Who is somebody?
They're not megastars. You made this fucking bullshit up, this hype, and now they're fucking you over. So you're to blame. You and all these fucking other.
So what fight have you not gotten that you think you were supposed to get?
David Benavidez versus anybody.
I'm talking about.
No, we got no. Look, we're getting Bivol Ramirez. We got Usyk Joshua. Okay, we got Josh Taylor undisputed. Devin Haney's undisputed. What fights are you guys not getting? Tio Loma. That's what I'm saying. You guys complain so much.
The top 2 pound for pound guys haven't fought and they're in the same division. Let's stick to that.
That's one fight.
That's a major fight.
Countless, man.
It's not a major fight. It's not a major fight.
That's why it's not happening.
It's not the biggest fight in boxing.
The top 2 pound for pound. That's not the biggest fight.
It's not the biggest fight. No, it's not. If it was the biggest fight, it would have happened. Because the money wasn't there. The demand is not there. It's just among hardcores. Casuals are the ones that put fights over the top.
So it's not happening because the demand isn't there, not because Crawford dodged the fight.
If the demand was there, Showtime would have gave him the money easy. Because they would have said, we're going to get rich off this. You dummy. You're an idiot. You're a child.
You were living in a fantasy
land. No, you're a child because if the money, if Showtime had thought this was, we're going to get rich, don't you think they'd have did it in a heartbeat?
They did give him the money. Didn't they give him 45%? What was
you
the guarantee?
Don't know. You're a child. You're not thinking.
Dude,
use your
Crawford
on video. And if this fight was as big, if it was a million pay-per-view fight, they'd have gave him the money easily. Please, take it and go make the fight happen.
You're presuming he never got enough money in the first place.
No, you're presuming it was the biggest fight in boxing, but you're a child. It wasn't.
I'm presuming that the top 2 pound for pound is the biggest fight in boxing.
I just said if you thought it's a bigger fight.
What's a bigger fight than the top?
Is it a million? It's going to sell a million pay-per-views.
What's a bigger fight? What's a bigger fight other than the top 2 pound for pound? What's a bigger fight?
But what's all this talk about?
What's a bigger fight? I want him to answer the question. I want Big Mouth to answer the question. What's a bigger fight in boxing?
Mirage, you're going to be surprised.
Why are you protecting him?
No, I'm not. I'm keeping it.
He was on the ropes.
Let me tell you, Mirage, let me just say this. The American market, you're going to be surprised how Keith Thurman and Errol Spence could do close numbers to the Terence Crawford Errol Spence. You would be surprised how Keith Thurman and Errol Spence would sell the fight to the nearest near the level.
It's not as relevant.
But that's
not as relevant.
You can't avoid the business.
I'm not interested in business. I'm
You
interested in the
can't
sport.
You're a
avoid the
child,
business.
dude.
I'm interested in fighting
You're a
and
sixth
the
grader.
You can
sport.
You
never
got
be
a
a
fourth grade
promoter or an
level.
advisor.
Look,
Your
What do
fighters
you
are
care?
broke.
So you worrying about
everybody in
the
the chat, Pat Greedy, Punch Drunk, John, everybody's saying it will do more numbers. Even
now
than
it's going to
Errol
do more
Spence,
numbers.
Terence Crawford.
How's it going to do
Keith
more numbers
Thurman. See,
when
this is where
Crawford's the pound for pound?
you don't understand this. You don't
You're
know
playing defense for the
No,
corruption.
but let
You're
me
playing
just say
defense
this,
for the
Mirage.
corruption.
You don't understand the American market.
No.
You don't understand the American market. That's just all it is, bro.
The biggest fight is Spence Crawford. That's a fact. I don't care if
that's the biggest fight on paper.
And it's the biggest fight in terms of well, Canelo always gets more. But
do you think? Yeah,
other
but
than
these people are
other
in
than
America.
Canelo,
These people are in
What do you think they
America.
put the fights on for to make money?
In America, and they're saying that Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman is still big numbers.
I don't care if it's big numbers. It's not as big, so it's
So you think that's how Showtime makes the fight? They say, "Oh, give me this guy and that guy. They're the best. We want to see the best."
Why do you care about Showtime? Do you care about
because
what
they
happens
put
in the
up the
ring?
money, you dummy. They give people the money to make the fight.
And it would have been more money.
Ah, you're a moron.
But the thing is, who cares about the money, man? Like, what fights
because
do you want to
that's
see?
who do you think puts up the fight?
Crawford and Spence.
Who's supposed to pay these guys?
Well, you're not understanding is that you guys are talking about two different things.
No, Showtime was going to put up the money.
Okay,
that's who's going to put up the money. They put up the purse.
Man. You talking about the money enough.
No,
Get
but
Showtime out your mouth.
And one of the biggest
fights don't happen without the network. Right? Why do you think PBC
biggest thing that people are forgetting?
So what are you arguing now? What are you arguing?
Is that Errol Spence will be the A side, and he will be getting the majority of money with Keith Thurman and him. So he'll be making a lot of money too.
But you think
people are forgetting? People are forgetting the little fine lines of every contract and deal.
So you're on the record. Thurman and Spence makes more revenue than Crawford and Spence.
Well, this is what the American people are saying. Well, let's keep it moving. We got other people.
How is that fucking possible?
Because we got promotional backing, bro.
All right, let's speak to other people. We got Punch. Is Keith Thurman and Errol Spence still a big fight in the American market?
Of course,
absolutely.
Probably
How
just
as
is
it
just as
big
much or probably more. Just as
how
much
can
or
it be
probably
more? Yeah, but Mirage can't believe how it can be more.
How? Explain how it's going to be equal.
The numbers, the numbers speak for itself. 4 million views, 4 million views in Showtime with Sean Porter, 5 million views with CBS and Denison Garcia, 3 million views with Josecito Lopez. The biggest pay-per-view outside of the heavyweights in America is Thurman versus Manny Pacquiao that did almost
but that's because of Manny Pacquiao.
Hold on, I'm not finished. More than almost 300 more than Pacquiao and Broner. The numbers speak for itself.
Well, 1 second, Punch. All right, Mirage, you just said that's because of Pacquiao. Errol Spence's biggest pay-per-view is with Mikey Garcia.
No, but that's why I said he says because of Pacquiao. Broner supposed to be more famous than a guy like Thurman at the time. Thurman, the reason why it sold more with Pacquiao is because Thurman know how to sell the fight. He sold the fight.
Yeah.
The way that if it's Errol Spence versus if it's Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence, Keith Thurman will sell the fight. These guys, Errol Spence and Bud Crawford, are friends. They don't even sell the fight right now. They don't even tweet at each other right now.
Yeah, that's true.
But when it comes to Keith Thurman, Errol Spence, that's the guy that takes that little humble character of
Thurman's had one fight in the last 3 years.
It don't matter.
It doesn't matter. He's no longer fucking relevant.
Fight in the past 15 years and was 54 years old.
That's Tyson.
Still rank up.
We're talking about Keith Thurman, who was never a star.
It don't matter.
Anyway.
Jake Paul sells. Don't matter.
So Mirage, should I give you the rankings for the WB?
I don't care about the rankings, man. You're trying to pretend now Keith Thurman is going to be as big as draw as Crawford versus Spence.
How much? These are the top
pound for pound guys that you guys have been pumping up for years.
All right, tell me Bud Crawford's biggest gate, and you tell me Bud Crawford's biggest pay-per-view numbers, Mirage.
Did he fight Manny Pacquiao like Thurman fought Manny Pacquiao? You know Manny Pacquiao is like a bit of a draw, and
you know that Keith Thurman had 3 million views with Josecito Lopez. That was the most viewed boxing event before the 4.2 million. Before the 4.2 million of Loma and Teofimo
What year was that? What year was that?
That was almost 2 years out the game with Josecito Lopez.
That's 3 years ago. Yeah, that's 3 years ago.
And
almost 4 years ago.
He
It's
wasn't
literally
relevant
4
when he
years
came
ago.
back.
He's
He
no
wasn't
longer
relevant.
relevant. He fought
He
once.
wasn't relevant when he came back.
Yeah, but since then it's been fucking 3 years.
Who cares?
No, you guys are just creating this narrative, this bullshit narrative to
You're just
defend
creating the narrative. You don't have you haven't
these
you haven't
guys
say no
failing
facts.
again.
We came with numbers. We came with
Yeah.
pay-per-view buys, and what you came for with your little ass feelings because your
Yeah.
father's your uncle.
Yeah. So the top pound for pound guy, he's not a draw. He's not. Keith Thurman's a bigger draw now, is he? One bum fight in 3 years, he's going to draw more. All this talk about the
It's
biggest fight in
it's what was
boxing.
built, bro. It's what
It's all
what was
fantasy.
built. What was built already. The numbers speak
Yeah,
for
bro.
itself.
You don't understand the
I'm
demand
wasting
for
my time
fighters.
talking
There's
about
a
bum
demand
fights.
for certain fighters, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
regardless.
and there's
of,
demand
regardless.
for the top pound for pound guys to fight each other. That's what the demand is. Now you're trying to rewrite history and say, "Oh, Keith Thurman, one fight in 3 years, he's going to be some huge fight
Because he
It'll be a
sells the
decent
fight.
fight."
You need
So
to
It'll
sell
It'll
the
be a
fight.
Mirage.
dude.
Mirage.
What do you mean?
Mirage,
Mirage,
you're
it's
not
like
getting
Canelo.
it. Mirage,
It's like Canelo versus Triple G3, man. Triple G.
Yeah, that was garbage as well. You defend that crap?
It was garbage, but it was still a big fight. So that's all we're saying.
No, it
It
wasn't.
might not be a
It wasn't a
great
big
fight,
fight.
but it's a
It was
huge
shit.
fight, like in terms of numbers and
What
shit.
did it do? What did it do? What was the pay-per-view again? It was garbage. Was it 500K? Not even that.
Hey man, it was still a pretty big fight.
Well, I got some reports
No,
right
in your
now.
brain,
I got
it's a big fight.
reports. Hey, let me just
You're
tell
living
you
in
the reports.
fantasy
One
land.
second, y'all. One second.
Let me just tell you the motherfucking reports. So Deontay Wilder, what did he do? Pay-per-view numbers versus Helenius.
75.
Yeah,
So it was reported 75K, right?
That's what I'm getting here. 75K. Yeah. So Deontay Wilder did 75,000. That's a big flop, isn't it?
Yeah, that would be a flop.
What do you expect?
So oh no, let's put this together, right? Is Crawford a bigger star than Deontay Wilder?
No.
No way now.
Nope. Nobody knows Crawford.
So if Deontay Wilder did 75, how much do we think Terrence Crawford would do by himself? No big network.
Yo, Crawford biggest gate was 12,000 in his own town.
Spence by himself does fuck all as well. I mean, what's the point? They all need a dance partner.
Crawford's
these guys.
biggest gate is 12,000 in his own town.
You begin. The people that care about this, they're the guys who make the money in the bank account. You don't make the money, and yet you're obsessed with
Yeah, we're telling you why, but we're telling you why this fight wasn't put together, and we're telling you why Thurman and Earl Spence makes money because they proved that they can make money off of these guys.
Both fights will make money. That's not the reason.
Thurman never unsatisfied none of the networks, not NBC, not ESPN, not CBS, not Showtime.
So Crawford wasn't making enough money fighting Spence. The
Bob Arum said
unification fight, top pound for pound, that's not going to make enough money. So fighting Avanesian, that's more money, is it?
So you're telling me Bob Arum could diss his own client in his face, that he loses money with him, and then Bud Crawford says or whatever he tweets about the deal with Al Heyman. So he's mad at Al Heyman and mad at Bob Arum. Man, the problem is Bud. That's the issue.
The problem is Bud. Yeah, the problem is Bud. Yeah, I agree.
He's a great fighter that can't sell. He's just a great fighter that can't sell. He's a great fighter that can sell, man.
Yeah, but he'll sell with Spence.
He can't sell.
Because that is a huge fight.
He can't sell.
Yeah, but he might. You don't think he'd sell with Spence?
Not as much as Thurman, maybe just as much. That's the problem. It should sell way more than Thurman.
No, but Spence wanted to fight Crawford. You're talking about why did Crawford not sign the contract?
Yeah.
That's the point. Why didn't he sign the contract?
To look out for himself.
What does that mean?
To get some money. Whoever was offering some new money, he went for that.
So you reckon he makes more fighting Avanesian than fighting Errol Spence?
He just may be making more fighting Avanesian. That's why he's fighting him now.
You guys are delusional.
It's not delusional. It makes sense because if he's getting a guarantee,
it makes no sense. It's going to do nothing.
Mirage,
on pay-per-view. Nothing
listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
Where's the money going to come from?
There may be more of a guaranteed amount with him fighting Avanesian than he would get fighting Spence.
No, but he makes a percentage from the fucking pay-per-view.
What's his percentage?
Revenue. Well, wasn't it heard 45 versus Spence? Was Was it 45? I know 35, but
I don't know.
It was alleged to be 35. It was alleged to be 35, 65, 35.
35. That's going to be a pretty big pay-per-view. And you're saying that's going to be less for Crawford versus this fucking Evanesian dude? Like, that doesn't compute at all. His fight versus Evanesian is going to do nothing on pay-per-view. So how is he going to get more money? Even if he gets a bigger cut, the pie is going to be tiny in comparison. That's a fact.
Hey, Punch, was T.O. going to make more fighting Haney or fighting Kambosos?
I don't know how much he was going to get fighting Haney because there was never a money draw. There was nothing like really. He was going to get more with he got more with Kambosos than fighting Lomachenko.
That's just as good as a comparison.
I saw a video of Crawford interview on Twitter. I don't know when it was from. They asked him, if you get a 50-50 split with Spence, you're going to take the fight, obviously, right? And he goes, oh, nah, blah, 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 I'm not sure. And they go, what? And he goes, yeah, I'm sort of over that. I'm past that. So I think this was like a couple of years ago, whatever. But this shows his mentality. Even with a 50-50, he's going umming and ahhing and talking bullshit. This is the guy who's not making the fight. He doesn't want the fight. He's not hungry. That's the facts right there.
So what is
Crawford?
So what is your what is your argument? Your argument that Bud Crawford didn't want the fight.
He's a pussy. He doesn't want to lose his O. That's why. Because do you know why? You guys give him enough hype.
Who's you guys?
He doesn't need to fight.
I don't think that nobody is pumping.
All you guys in the bubble who put him in the pound for pound, who make him number one pound for pound. This is why his ego is fucking way too big, way bigger than his resume. This is why you've created the monster.
I don't understand.
I blame you.
I don't understand. You were discrediting the Thurman and Spence, and you giving credit to Bud, but now you're saying Bud and Flake. Well, that's what I'm trying to.
Now Bud is trash.
How am I giving? No.
You was just trying to debate.
Yeah.
That Bud
he's the pound for pound. You've created him as the pound for pound.
But we're saying that Thurman and Spence is a sell, but now you dissing Bud and you was dissing Thurman. I don't understand.
No, I'm saying it's still a sell. It's still a sell, but it's overhyped. He's overhyped. He doesn't deserve it, but he's overhyped. You've created this hype, and it's still a sell. But he doesn't deserve the hype in the first place. But you've made it, and that's how it is. These guys think he's an all-time great.
He fucked my head up.
Yourself right now.
He fucked my head up.
You created the hype. Okay, forget it. You don't get
himself.
You've made these fighters. They think they're all-time greats, but they're not.
Bro, Mirage, you're just debating yourself right now, bro.
Okay, you don't get it.
Mirage, you need to put this same energy.
This is what's wrong with boxing.
Benavidez, bro.
You guys have ruined boxing.
Keep that same energy with Benavidez next time, bro. Don't forget.
Wait, Mirage, I got a question. Out of the active fighters right now, who? Oh man,
Benavidez, bro. You don't even need to finish the
whatever question.
Benavidez.
Yeah, you're right. There ain't no other.
He's the pound for pound. That's legit.
Crazy,
do you reckon he would duck? Do you reckon he would duck like the other pound for pound guy in his division for 4 years? Benavidez. Do you reckon he would do that? He'd go come knocking on his door. That's what he'd do. Fucking you back in these pussies, these prima donnas, these fucking divas.
He did the same thing.
You guys are a joke.
Come on, but he probably did the same thing that Bud did.
What?
He probably did the same thing that Bud did. Who does David Benavidez want?
He wants Canelo.
And was he a free agent?
Why does he have to be a free agent?
Because Bud Crawford was a free agent. He was trying to negotiate a deal with Earl Spence, but he signed for this BLK Prime. David Benavidez wants Canelo Alvarez, but he signed a 3-fight deal back with PBC. So why did he just go? Why did he just go to where Canelo at the zone?
Because who he signs with is not what's stopping the fight. So it's
why
irrelevant.
Not? That's what stopped Charlo versus Munguia.
Who's planned with?
PBC.
Benavidez wants.
PBC. Did Canelo fight planned, didn't he?
Yeah, but Canelo's with the zone right now.
That means Canelo can fight PBC fighters
but Canelo's
anytime
with
he
the
wants.
zone right now.
There goes your argument right there.
Benavidez got nothing Canelo has.
Oh, now it's okay. So if he signs with the zone,
what does Devin Benavidez got to offer?
Hang on, which is it? Why is the fight not getting made? Because he doesn't have anything to.
What belt he has? What belt he has?
Bouncing
what
around.
He has? What he has?
The reason the fight's not being made is because Benavidez with PBC.
What does Benavidez have to offer Canelo?
He's the number one.
What does he have that Canelo Alvarez wants?
You want me to answer?
Yes,
he's the number one ranked fighter in the division.
Essay.
He's a top guy in the division.
That's it. That's what you offering Canelo.
What else? And a huge payday because it'll be a big fight. What else do you need to offer him?
The reason why Canelo Alvarez went to fight Caleb Plant because that secure him undisputed. Now I'm asking you, at least Caleb Plant has something that Canelo Alvarez wants.
David has something as well.
What does Devin Benavidez got? Well, he got coke. Does he got a?
Do
he got
just
a break?
need a belt?
What does he got?
So unless you have a belt, you got nothing to offer. It's just
what
a belt.
Does he got that Canelo Alvarez wants?
He's a number one ranked fighter in the division, and he's a fucking guarantees a exciting big pay-per-view.
That's it.
Yo, he ain't even got a medal.
Yeah, legacy. It adds to Canelo's legacy to beat.
That's it.
To beat
got.
This monster. Yeah, to beat the Mexican monster, the
that's
guy
that
everybody thinks is the big. That's huge. What do you mean?
That's all Benavidez got to bring to the table.
Yo,
that's huge. That's all he needs.
So Mirage, why doesn't Benavidez, if he wants to fight Canelo so bad, why doesn't he put himself in position? Why doesn't he move?
He already
up
has.
Something?
He's ranked number one in division. What are you talking about?
But Canelo's.
Do you know what division? Do you know what rankings are?
Canelo's in light heavyweight, man. He's fighting in light heavyweight. He's fighting Bivol and shit.
What are you talking about?
He's undisputed at 168, but he's been moving. He's been making moves at
where was his last fight?
175.
Where was his last fight?
That was Triple G, man. That was a money fight.
So his last fight was a 168. Thank you.
Okay, so David Benavidez really wants Canelo Alvarez, right?
The question should be, why doesn't Canelo want Benavidez? Why doesn't he want to take
because
out
he got nothing to offer right now.
Fighter?
He doesn't need him.
You need to be he doesn't need him. What do you mean?
No. Why don't
Canelo doesn't need anybody. Canelo should
so David Benavidez is David Benavidez the number one rank,
Did
right?
Canelo need Rocky fucking Fielding? Did he need him?
David Benavidez the number one rank?
Did he need Chavez Jr.?
Is David Benavidez the number one rank, and does he has the WBC title? Right,
he's number one ranked.
So why don't they petition for the Canelo Alvarez fight?
So why don't they force Canelo the top?
Why don't they petition for the Canelo Alvarez fight so the board of the WBC mandates the fight and order the fight?
They probably are, I don't know.
Exactly, because they don't want the fight, stupid.
Exactly, Mars. There's routes for Benavidez to take, man.
So now you're pretending David Benavidez doesn't want the fight because
no, the real call out is petitioning for if you're in position for the fight and you're interim and you're the number one rank at the WBC.
Isn't that automatic? Like doesn't that?
No, it's not automatic.
No, it's not automatic.
No, everything is petition. You got to petition for the fight. Now the WBC convention is going to be
who has to petition?
November?
David Benavidez and his manager.
No, Samson Promotion, who is best friend with Mauricio Sudamar, should petition for the fight.
Okay. How do you know they're not going to do that?
Have they done it? That's the question.
I don't know. You're making the claim.
No, they have not. Because then we would have seen that the WBC order the fight.
Yeah, but that hasn't come up yet, isn't it? That's
bro, we even seen Eddie Reynoso, Canelo's team petition Makabu.
So you think when that happens, Canelo's going to fight him? You reckon that's the obstacle? They just need to ask for it, and Canelo's going to do it? Is that what
Well, he'll be ordered to do it. And if
you're arguing in bad faith. You know that's not the reason.
And if he don't fight, then they'll
stop with your bullshit narrative. That's not the reason.
Then they'll strip him. He's scared of petition for the fight. You're looking for a call out.
It'll be petition. If that's what needs to be done, I guarantee that's what's going to happen.
There will be petition my ass. Did he petition for the fight? Yes or no, Mirage?
There is still time to do that.
Did he petition for the fight? Yes
or
no?
Know. How the fuck do I know?
Yes or no?
Has he done it?
Yes or no?
Have they petitioned for it yet?
If they petition to fight Canelo Alvarez.
Isn't there a process?
That is the process, you dumb fuck. That is the process to petition for the fucking fight.
How do you know that hasn't happened?
You dummy.
How do you know it hasn't happened?
Because we would have heard that happen, just like we heard about Boots Ennis petitioning the IBF, you stupid idiot.
Yeah.
Right, there is a certain date and time.
Just like you heard about the Makabu.
You're just
Just like
creating
you
this
heard
fucking.
about Stanionis.
You're creating this fucking false narrative
Nah,
now.
you just creating your stupidity, you dumb fuck.
Okay,
Learn
you're
the business of
desperate.
boxing. Learn the business of boxing. Weak ass troll.
Mirage thinks
Okay, bro.
fights just happen. You know what I'm saying? Just happen.
No. You know full well that when that happens, Canelo's not going to fight him. You know, apparently now it's up to like Benavidez and Samson just to petition, and they'll get the fight. You reckon they wouldn't do that if that was a guarantee for the fight?
You said he's number one, right?
Yeah.
So he's in a spot to fight him, right?
Well, he should be the mandatory now. Like I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
All right, the petition for
Then
you
you
to be the
still have
man.
to
He has to
petition.
petition
Then it'll
for it,
happen.
You
man.
still have to petition.
Then
He
it'll
has
happen.
to
told
It'll
you that.
petition
happen.
for it.
It'll happen.
And if he petitions for it and Canelo doesn't want to defend
You
it,
got to vacate.
he's got to vacate. He's got to
And then
vacate.
what?
And Benavidez
Then what's your
can go
next
that route.
excuse?
And then
there's even another
he's
route.
your
He could
favorite
even move
word,
up.
bro. He's a ducker.
There's
Well, we already
multiple
know he's a
routes for
ducker.
Benavidez to take, and he hasn't taken any single one of them to fight Canelo. He hasn't moved up.
Who's that?
He hasn't petitioned
Who
to
hasn't he
become the
taken?
mandatory.
Who hasn't he taken?
What happened?
Bro,
You said he hasn't taken the fights. What fight hasn't he taken?
What did David Benavidez says
I want him to
several
answer the
weeks ago?
question.
So David Benavidez said they're making us look like idiots. Who's that? His own team making him look like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe tell his team if they really want Canelo Alvarez to petition for it. What did Samson say after the Lemieux fight? We don't need Canelo Alvarez because David Benavidez is the real champion. Fake. They pushing David Benavidez as a fraud now.
They gave up.
They gave
Why isn't Canelo
up.
calling out the top
They
ranked
gave
fighter in his
up.
division?
They gave
has
up.
the belts.
David
Why would he
Benavidez
call
gave
out
up
the
on
challenger?
himself. That's why he got stripped. He gave up on himself. He the one that sniffed the coke. He the one that couldn't make the weight. He the one that got stripped. He gave up on himself.
Yeah, and he fucked up.
All right then. Also, now you want
What's it
Canelo
got to do
Alvarez
with
to pick up
Canelo?
the pieces.
What's
You want Canelo Alvarez to go and pick up the bum,
to
right?
do his job, to do his responsibility, fight
Fuck
the
outta
top
here.
contender in the division. Hang on, how's it funny? Fighting the top
Mirage,
fighter in the
your
division is actually
logic is
funny.
so
You want
broken.
you want Canelo Alvarez to keep on being the fucking to give around charity to these charity cases.
You're laughing
Fuck
at the notion that the undisputed fight's the best guy in the division. You laughed at that.
There is no
This shows how
undisputed. He already got the
delusional you are.
undisputed. Stupid. He already got the undisputed.
Okay, that was a year ago.
Maybe if Benavidez didn't
You're just
fuck
gonna
up,
sit on that forever.
if David Benavidez didn't fuck up, Canelo Alvarez would have gone through him to get the undisputed.
Yeah, but the reality's changed. We need to talk about the current reality.
Well, he's a fuck up. That fuck up is the reason why David Benavidez is that way he's
suspended for steroids, at least, was he? For 6 months, like Canelo, was he?
Bro, he got
isn't that
suspended
worse?
for something even worse.
Look, you
He
just
wasn't
mad
suspended.
that
Benavidez wasn't
his
suspended.
fuck up is still hurting him today.
So you pretend you're a real boxing fan, Punch, yet you're supporting this ducking, this systematic ducking that exists in boxing, and you're a fan of boxing? Are you serious?
You supporting the fuck up. You don't hold nobody accountable.
You're
You a beta
supporting
male. You a
the
beta
culture
male.
that results in the top fights
You
not
a
being
beta
made.
male. Why you supporting the fuck up?
No, you've been cucked by Canelo.
Listen,
That's
Nah,
reality.
you a beta male. You
those are the rules
already
that
got
are in
pubic.
place.
You got
You're
pubic
bending
hairs.
over.
You got
You're
David
defending
Benavidez
Canelo.
pubic hair stuck in your throat.
That's the problem.
You got to tell your father that's your uncle to stop fucking you in the ass.
In reality, there shouldn't even be a discussion. Canelo should say, "I'm fighting the top guy in the division next. Let's make it happen." That should be just a matter of fact, not even a
Who
discussion.
David
That's how it
Benavidez
should
gonna
be.
fight next?
But instead, we have, he hasn't earned it. This
Who David
narrative
Benavidez gonna fight next?
He's fighting an ex-world champion, the best the best opponent he can find.
Hell no. Come on, Mirage.
He's fighting the best opponent he can find.
Are you
What's
kidding
funny?
me?
That fight should be on Facebook.
Yeah, that fight should be on Facebook, Mirage.
All the more reason to blame Canelo for ducking.
Instagram
It should be on
Live.
Skype.
All the more
be on
reason to blame
MySpace.
Canelo.
Oh,
All
It should be
the more
on
reason.
Skype. Just broadcast it to you, Mirage.
Why did Canelo
Only-
Why did Canelo fight a 40-year-old middleweight rather than Benavidez? Why did it happen? Are you asking that? No, you're not. Because you're
it's
part of the
very clear why
establishment.
that fight happened.
Because he wanted easy money. They both wanted easy money rather than a real fight, and you support that. You're a joke.
What's a real fight to you?
fighting
you
the
see
best
Devin
guy in the
Benavidez'
division. You
chest
fucking
hairs?
muppet.
How you pronounce
You
yo,
muppet.
Mirage, how you pronounce his opponent's
So
last
you
name?
don't need Uzkategi.
Husgateki.
Yeah. So
Then
you
he's the
don't
guy
even know
that
what
it
a
was
real
it
fight
was
is. This is how
didn't he the one that
delusional you
got
are.
snuffed? Didn't he the one that got snuffed by a
So I
trainer?
don't give a fuck anyway,
How
man.
the fuck he got fucked up by the
Why are
fighter
you
and get
creating
snuffed
all
by
these
the trainer?
strawmen? Because
How
you
you
got
get
no
fucked up by
argument.
the fighter and the trainer in one night?
Lemieux versus Benavidez. That's a real fight, huh?
That was the best fight he could find.
Oh my gosh.
Lemieux's lost like twice, and you're making him out to be a can, just because David destroyed him.
Yo, he's fighting Ukaseki that got fucked up by a trainer, bro, in his own fight night.
Yeah.
Hey, yo,
Where's
after the fight,
Keith Thurman ranked? Where's Keith Thurman ranked? Where's Keith? Yeah, but you're supporting Keith Thurman fighting Spence. Where's he ranked these days? He's in one fight in 3 years.
Oh, I'll
Where's
tell
he
you.
ranked?
I'll tell you where he's ranked too. I'll tell you where he's ranked. Hold on, give me one second, because I'm on Box Live right now.
He number one right now. He number one.
Where's he ranked?
Number
rings?
one.
Keith Thurman's number one right now? Oh shoot.
In the WBC.
The fact that he's ranked one and he's had one bum fight in 3 years, that shows what a joke fucking boxing is.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I know, just like David Benavidez fucking up twice, and he's still.
This is why I don't get involved in politics. I just want the top fights. You get the best guys in the ring. That's the priority. You want to go.
Hey, yo, if you fucked up like
this is better for Showtime.
But Mirage,
this is better for Showtime.
David Benavidez
we need to care about what Showtime.
All right, look. You want to know what Keith is ranked? Keith is ranked 3. He's ranked 3 in the. He's ranked 3 in the WBA. He's ranked 1 in the WBC, 6 in the IBF.
Yeah.
And
you reckon that's legit?
3
and
3 in the WBO.
You reckon
IBF
that's
is the real
joke?
ones.
Do you reckon he deserves those rankings?
Oh man.
Yeah,
Hello?
man, he does.
Of course, just like
who are you going to put over him?
Just like David Benavidez.
He hasn't even been fighting. What are you
Mirage,
talking about?
Logically,
you don't even have to fight now to be ranked.
Mirage, logically, with the resume, who are you going to put over him?
What do you mean resume? So we can just use a resume and you don't even have to fight anymore. You can just have a good resume and just stop fighting and you're still ranked. Is that how you
wins and losses? I mean, that's what factors into it.
This is you guys are in the bubble. You are thinking in the bubble. This is the problem. I'm trying to break you guys out of the bubble into reality.
Now you got to stop letting dudes break your ass. That's what
you want the UFC format.
Yo.
You want the MMA format.
That'll be fucking great.
Exactly
yeah.
What you want. You want the MMA format.
Where fighters actually fight. Top fights get made in 6 months.
You probably won't even get the best. You probably won't even get the best
fight. You get the fights all the time. You get them.
No, but what I'm saying
6
is,
months.
you might not even get the best fight with that format.
Okay, bro.
Mirage, you act like no good fights happen at all, man.
No, not enough top fights happen. Everybody knows that. Guess who AJ's going to fight next? Did you see what they're talking about?
What?
Nah, who is he going to fight?
Dylan White. What's up? That's boxing. That Eddie Hearn said that's the fight that's going to happen pretty much guaranteed.
Hey man, they both coming
off. And
who's
losses. Fury fighting? These are the top heavyweights. Who's Fury fighting again? Fucking
all right, you want to see? You want to see?
And you're asking me why I'm complaining?
This is what
complaining.
This
Who's
is the
top
real
pound for pound fighting?
No, you're not wrong about
Avanesian.
that.
Nobody's ever heard of him.
If he's the real Mexican, if he's the real Mexican monster, this is what David Benavidez and his team will do.
40-year-old
he will petition. He will petition the
why I'm complaining.
He will petition the WBC to be mandated to fight Canelo Alvarez, and he also, because he's the WBC interim, he will put himself in position to fight the WBC champion Arturo Beterbiev.
Guaranteed. That's
if he's a Mexican monster, that's what they'll do. But he's fighting Uzcategui, Palecki, the one that got knocked out by the train.
Punch. When he does that, you're going to concede Canelo's a duck.
He hasn't done that. He's not going to do it. He signed a 3 deal with PBC, so he's going to get this. He's going to get this fight. He's going to get another easy touch and probably tell one of the smaller guys from the 160 to move up.
So you don't think Benavidez really wants Canelo? That's your analysis.
Fundora next or some shit.
He gonna duck Caleb Plant.
Benavidez is gonna fight.
This is important.
Benavidez is gonna duck Caleb Plant.
So Punch Drunk's analysis
is gonna fight Danny
David Benavidez doesn't really want to fight Canelo. That's your narrative.
He's gonna be Anthony Durrell versus Benavidez too.
Answer my question, chump. Your narrative now is,
folks.
Benavidez doesn't want to fight Canelo. That's your position
Nope.
officially?
He doesn't want to fight Canelo Alvarez.
Oh, and you reckon you know boxing?
He would have
He
signed
doesn't want to fight
elsewhere.
He
Canelo
doesn't
Alvarez.
want
If
to,
he
man.
wanted to
Oh,
fight
so
Canelo, he would have
Benavidez
signed
is the
elsewhere.
ducker.
Yeah, he say it.
Oh,
He'll say it.
thanks for enlightening me. Thank you
He'll
very
say
much.
it.
Can
I don't
I
go with
like send you
words.
some money? This
I don't.
deserves. You need to get paid.
I don't
You
go
need to
with
get paid
words.
for this level of analysis.
I don't go with words.
I've been missing out all this time.
I don't
Man,
go with words.
I was so delusional. I was thinking like Canelo was ducking David Benavidez. It's the other way around. Wow.
No, David Benavidez ain't signed no petition. Until he does so, then I know he
Thank
really
you.
wants to fight.
Oh, okay. You haven't worked it out. You haven't worked out the bleeding
That's
obvious.
the way the boxing works, my brother.
Oh.
Now, if you want to go with feelings, whoever wants to fight, tell their management representative to
bro.
petition for the fight. Easy. Samson Promotion is the easy.
So Canelo, the guy who's making
Samson Promotion.
excuses,
Samson
he's not the
Promotion.
ducker.
Yo, Samson
Canelo, who
Promotion
said,
is
"Oh,
best
who
friend.
David Benavidez hasn't earned the fight," he's not the one ducking. It's Benavidez.
He got nothing to
saying he's gonna
offer.
knock him
Canelo's
out.
speaking facts. He hasn't earned the fight, man. What has he done to earn the fight?
Yeah,
What has he done?
Two-time world champion, ranked number 1.
Yeah,
undefeated.
and he's lucky that he's still in that position by being stripped 2 times. He's lucky that he's still in that
He's
position.
lucky, man.
He hasn't earned it, yeah. But Bivol earned it. Bivol earned it. Doesn't even fight in the division. No name fighter. Nobody ever heard of him. He earned the fight.
Hey man, the young buck gotta learn from his mistakes.
Rocky Fielding earned the fight, having the fucking some bum belt. Wasn't even a legit title belt. He earned the fight. That guy.
Yeah, I mean he picked up that fucking belt and he had it. He had to be taken out by somebody. So
it wasn't even a legit belt. Well, there's there's so many belts. It was the regular bullshit. Not even that. I don't know.
WB regular.
Some crap.
I don't know, man. All I know is that Benavidez, if
you guys are a bunch
man,
of
stop being a slave. Stop being a slave to Canelo. Move up.
You're a slave to the establishment
and get the win. And get the winner. And get the win of Yardy and Beterbiev. If you don't want Beterbiev working,
let's see who Canelo fights next. Let's see who Canelo fights next. The walls are closing in.
If Canelo,
the walls are closing
Canelo
in on
want
you
to
as
fight
well,
Benavidez
chump.
at 168, there's 175. Move up. Destroy Bivol. Destroy Ramirez. Destroy destroy somebody
hang
up
on.
there.
How is it? Why would he get those fights? Hang on. Why would he get those fights? It's not even ranked there. Why would he get those fights straight away?
He move
with
up,
his
bro.
interim belt, he could do it.
So you want him to move up and start again in a new division?
No, he won't start again because he got the interim. He don't start all over.
No, interim is in a different division. He doesn't have the interim at 175.
No, he could use that. He could use that.
Bullshit.
He could use that and petition to position.
Is that a guarantee? Is that a guarantee?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Oh.
Yes,
so
sir.
You know.
Yeah, I know.
It's a guarantee.
You want him to move up and start again. He's already
even if
he's
it's not a guarantee, it's still a better.
Okay, I'm gonna give you. Okay, I'm gonna give you. Okay, go check the. Okay,
he's got Canelo in the corner.
All right, look at this. Look
Canelo,
at this.
You
look
want
at
him
this.
to move up
look how
so
easy
Canelo
it is.
doesn't fight him.
Look how
you're
easy.
running cover for Canelo.
Look how easy is this, chump. Hey, yo, chump. Look how easy is this.
I know what you're up.
Look how easy is this. Go check out the rankings for the super middleweight. Right now. Let me know what Demetrius Andre is that never fought in the super middleweight.
I don't know where the fuck he is. I don't know.
Right, just whoever
you
was
tell
checking.
me. I'm gonna.
Whoever on the panel, go check and let me know where his rankings.
You go check it. You do the job.
You say Boo Boo?
Okay.
Good. Why is he number 1?
He's number 1 in the division. For what?
Why are you acting so surprised? I'm teaching you, stupid. See, I'm teaching that David Benavidez can do the same thing.
Go teach me. What organization is he ranked 1?
He's WBO.
WBO. That's a fucking bum division anyway. Who cares? That's a bum organization.
What?
The same division that David Benavidez is on is a bum division?
No, Benavidez is WBC.
Look at you stupid. Division.
Organization
you
I'm
mean,
talking about. I'm talking organization.
Okay, so you know what
WBO, nobody cares.
You know what
he
could do? You know what he could do? With that interim, he could position himself as the number 1
he's
at
got
175.
Canelo in the corner. Canelo's in the corner.
You're scared. You scared David Benavidez could go up to Beterbiev?
You want Benavidez to get out of the way so Canelo can fight some more bums.
Beterbiev, he's a champion too. What's the problem?
You want Canelo to fight John Ryder. You want the monster to get out of the way.
Mirage is scared. He's scared of Beterbiev.
Yeah, Raj is scared of Beterbiev. Yeah, you could hear
Benavidez will stop Beterbiev. He'll stop him anyway.
Benavidez will stop Beterbiev?
Yeah.
You're crazy.
Why am I crazy? He's way too fast. Speed kills. You should know that.
He's way too fast.
Way too fast.
He's way too okay.
Oh, so better be have beat some construction work. All of a sudden, oh, he's a monster. He can't. Benavidez can't beat him. This is you don't understand boxing. You can watch every fight every weekend. You don't understand. This is like trying to teach algebra to a child. They just don't get it, like a baby. You just don't understand. They're watching. It's not going in the brain. This is your problem right here. I've exposed it.
Benavidez has the most simplistic defense ever.
This is a myth. This is a myth.
Isn't this the guy that got knocked down by Gavril? What was it? He got knocked down by Gavril or some shit?
Yeah, let's go back to a fight when he was 20 years old.
He's literally just going to get punched on.
Go look at CompuBox. His defense is fucking top 10.
Yo. I'm back.
Yeah. Oh, you finally finished eating, yeah?
What have I missed? Let me just say this. Let me just say this in Mirage's fucking favor.
You're a fucking
I do think David Benavidez, I think he beats Kalen Plant. I think he beats Billy Joe Saunders and all those guys.
But that's easy question. That's easy.
No. Can I fucking say? I'll say that David Benavidez does beat most people's that.
What about Canelo? What about Canelo?
I'm asking the question, not you. I'm saying David Benavidez now, to me, he has to me shows me that can beat all the guys that Canelo's beaten at 168.
So he's earned the fight.
Now I'm asking this: would that Golovkin give David Benavidez any trouble at 168?
Oh, don't make
Hell no.
No,
hey,
right?
Yeah, no, probably not.
No.
Go ask. Roy Jones was asked that question. Roy Jones said that fight shouldn't even be sanctioned. They should fucking not sanction that fight. That says it all right there.
So Roy Jones is the authority in boxing.
They shouldn't sanction this next fight for David Benavidez.
So what does that say when Canelo struggled with this old 40-year-old, and then you got somebody like Roy Jones who knows boxing says Benavidez shouldn't even fight him; it should not be allowed. This shows the difference. Canelo's fucking living on hype, on reputation.
Then Benavidez shouldn't be fighting Uzcategui.
Yeah, he should be fighting Canelo. I agree.
No, Canelo's injured, so he should be fighting
He's not
somebody
injured.
else.
That's fake news. He's not injured.
Oh my god! Injuries are fake news. All right, man.
No, hang on. You don't understand boxing. Did you hear? Go watch Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn's interview.
Yo.
Hey, I'm educating you. Listen, Eddie Hearn was interviewed. Hang on. Breaking news.
Educate us.
Breaking news.
This went over people's head. They didn't realize. Eddie Hearn was interviewed 2 days ago. He was saying, if Bivol beats Zurdo, Canelo's ready to fight him in March.
Yeah.
Okay. So how can he be ready to fight him in March if he has this so-called fucking injury?
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
What's Mirage got over here?
So Eddie Hearn
spilled
the beans. Eddie Hearn spilled the beans. He exposed the charade. The real truth, Canelo had a sore hand after the fight, very common. And he thought, oh, I'm going to bullshit. I'm going to make up an excuse. I'm going to pretend I got some injury because all these idiots, they're going to swallow all the bullshit that I give them because they're fucking morons.
Why do you think he did that, Mirage?
Or he's giving them time to fight each other.
To duck
Benavidez,
he's scared to death.
But what?
He literally has nightmares. This is serious.
What do you think? But Mirage, what do you think? Like, what do you think about Benavidez gives Canelo problems? Like, how do you see the fight playing out? Like,
what do you mean,
fight, bro? No, I'm not. I'm just asking you. Like,
how does it give him problems? How does it give him problems apart from being like much bigger, faster, throws twice as many punches?
No, but we're trying
far
to see
more
how
cardio.
You see it.
How does it give him problems apart from that? You fucking muppet. He gives him problems in every area.
We're trying to see how you see it, Mirage. That's what you're not understanding. We're trying to see where you see it. So break down the fight. How do you like? Does it end in round 6? Like, what? How does it start off?
He will just swarm in with punches. Canelo will gas out round 5 or 6. He'll sit on the ropes, eating combinations. It'll look like Manny Pacquiao versus Oscar De La Hoya. Exactly the same, and it'll get stopped. That's my prediction.
Yo, Mirage, I got a question.
And people were going, "Oh my God, Canelo's shot. Canelo wasn't in his prime. Blah blah." That's what's going to happen. I've just read the future, and I've told you the future. He'll destroy him. It'll be complete destruction.
if Benavidez loses to Canelo, right? Let's just say Benavidez loses to Canelo.
I'll
what is
fucking
next?
retire. I'll retire. You'll never see me again.
I know we won't.
Okay.
Because there's no middle ground for him. He goes straight back to the bottom.
But what's Canelo Alvarez's biggest fight at 168?
We already know that.
But no, but
the reality is,
what's Canelo Alvarez's biggest fight at 168?
Benavidez. Right? Reality is, I'm putting my reputation on the line here. That fight never happens. Canelo will never fight Benavidez. Guaranteed. That's the prediction. So it's not going to happen. So it doesn't matter.
You think it's going to be like the Terence Crawford, Errol Spence situation?
No. Well, yeah. Never going to happen.
Okay. Well, look, let me just say this, man. Big shout out to the Haneys. Big shout out to Paulie Malignaggi. Big shout out to everybody who came through. We had a great live today. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
All right. Cheers. Been
cheers.
Fun.
Big ears.
Peace out, guys.
Peace. And everybody who came to the chat today, we out. You've been listening to WRAPSTAR Boxing. Don't forget the name. Put some respect on it. I'm out.
Respect. Nice.